Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
I want this team to start to be sharpened into a championship contender.
They need to win a game confidently, and I can watch them get to the point where they can do it against the Lions.
Gloves looking for Jaden Reed, not there, goes back the other way, sets up a screen, bouncing off of people and into the end zone. It's Tucker Kraft for the touchdown.
Collectively as a whole, especially on offense, I feel we're getting back into our rhythm and just got to keep finding that consistency.
High throw is picked off. It's McKinney again. Xavier McKinney.
So you get a guy in the building and get to interact with him on a daily basis. You don't really know, but it's been as advertised.
Jacobs, no shot, barreling forward, touchdown again, number 3 for Jacobs in Green Bay.
That's one guy that I don't worry about is Josh Jacobs. Guy is an animal. He is a dog and a dog competitor, and he definitely relishes those opportunities.
I'm feeling good about the Green Bay Packers, and I think they are the X factor in the NFC.
I have no problem in saying that the Packers, right behind the Detroit Lions, are the best team in the NFC.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
It is a great day to be alive on this Victory Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust, Packer backer and Packer owner. Kyle Wallace to my right. And longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up, Brad Nortman. Strophy running the show. You KBN Nation with all your thoughts, feelings, and reactions at 800-990-3776. Kyle, how are you?
They not like us. They not like us. This is what I love right here, boys. So what a way to start the week and start the show. I'm feeling good. I mean, yesterday was so relaxing. Just watching the Packers smack that behind of the 49ers. No stress whatsoever, man. Good day. Good day.
B-Rad,
you kick some ass.
Do you need me to say, Brad, how you feeling?
I would like the intro, yes.
All right, Brad, how are you feeling? It's the longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up.
I'm glad you asked, Ben. Thanks for bringing me in. Kyle, I'm right there with you. Sunday, relaxing, easy. Nice to see a game that was in hand, start to finish. Helped me get over that Saturday debacle for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Why'd you have to remind me?
I'm still licking my wounds from that one, but at least...
Yeah, shout out to the Packers because it was nice to get over to the horribly streamed CBS Sports Network game that cut out at the end of the game with the Wisconsin Badgers basketball team.
Wait, the stream cut out?
Yes, for the last 5 minutes of the game, they just put up like a graphic, and I was like, "This is a graphic that's telling you." That ballroom in West Virginia is not sending signal back for the rest of the world to watch the game.
That's where they were, West Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh, what a terrible place to go.
Right?
Oh,
it was the Greenbrier?
Greenbrier.
Historic.
Is Greenbrier historic?
It's historic.
I don't know. I've never heard of Greenbrier.
Never heard of the Greenbrier?
I was hoping the Greenbrier was on some type of island. I didn't know they went to a ballroom in West Virginia. I don't know why Greg Garr said yes to that.
It's sort of like this big resort estate type situation.
Oh, so that's why Brad knows it. It's a fellow estate.
I know all the USA estates. It's actually pretty cool. From what I've been told, there's like a casino on the property. There's lots to do. So I'm sure they had their good time.
Glad I didn't go to the Greenbrier.
710 rooms, 33 suites, 35 retail shops, and more than 55 indoor and outdoor activities and sports.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
That sounds like a fun time, actually, as long as it wasn't in West Virginia.
11,000 acres.
That's an estate right there. That's many estates.
That's a little bit smaller than the Nortman.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say.
How many rooms was it again?
Yeah, only 710.
Oh, yeah. That's a little smaller. It'll catch up someday.
I can't wait to be inside your house one day.
Your life will
if I can only be so lucky to get lost in your room.
We'll have to put out the butler put out.
Why'd I say lost in his room?
That is weird.
We'll have the butler put out a formal invitation.
Oh, wow. You have butlers?
We got a committee.
Oh, wow.
A committee.
They're on retainer.
Yeah, you call them up when we need them.
So, Strofe, in your supercut there, as you like to label those supercuts, not montages, as Jesse Nelson is Johnny Montage over there on 9 to Noon on Wilde and Tausch.
Yeah, I guess I don't know the difference.
There isn't. It's just I like Supercut better than Montage because Johnny Montage is his name, and I want nothing to do with branding associated with Jesse Nelson. As it is, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Catch us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. You had mentioned a couple things that we said last week, and that was like, hey, I don't care if they have Brock Purdy or not, if it's Brandon Allen, whoever. I want to see this team build confidence. Brad, you wanted to see them do it handily, and they did that. Kyle, I don't know where you were last week, other than just, in your normal Packer fandom, and you're scared of the 49ers in the playoffs if they had to play them. That may go away. That may be something that still happens. We don't know the rest of the season's to be seen, but as it pertains to their performance on the field, I felt as if I was watching a team, other than still some pre-step penalties that just drive you nuts, kind of hum, right? Like they took, like that was a game in which we've talked about it. I saw Keyshawn Nixon say something. The Packers have been hurt too, right? They put out Malik Willis. They found ways to win. The Niners, they had some injuries. Guess what? The Packers don't have to do. Worry about it. What they got to do is go perform, and they performed and they kicked ass. And so the only thing that didn't feel like it hummed the same way as the game score was the performance of Jordan Love. And it's not that Jordan Love is playing bad. It's just the unfortunate part for Jordan Love is he gave us such a huge glimpse into his potential by throwing 20 touchdowns and having one interception in those last, 10 games, that you still can't help but judge on the remembering of the unbelievable run he was on. So now that his interception streak is broken, do you feel better about him going forward? Are you still sort of like wincing when he throws because you don't know what's going to happen? Like, where are we at with him? Because I still contest the Packers will go as far as Jordan Love takes them.
I feel slightly better, but mostly the same, really, because I called on this program that Jordan Love would break his interception streak, and he did an interception streak, and he did just that. But he threw about 3 interception-worthy throws, right? There were 2 right in the breadbaskets of 2 49er defenders that should have been picked off but weren't. And then there was also the one kind of behind the receiver. I believe it was Dobbs, and it was deflected, and that can get picked off either. So those are going to come out in the wash, right? Because he's thrown other passes that were right on the money, and they were dropped, deflected, tipped, and intercepted. And that wasn't necessarily his fault. So they all come out in the end. But Ben, you said it. I mean, this team, whether it comes to defense, getting turnovers, running the ball, everything was humming. Heck, we even saw a pass rush yesterday, boys. We saw a pass rush. Something I never thought we'd see this season. But Jordan Love still leaves you a little bit wanting for a couple reasons. One is because you're right, Ben. He showed us exactly the type of quarterback that he can be. When he gets hot, when he gets humming, I mean, really, and the rest of the team plays like they did on Sunday, they can beat anybody, truly anybody. And he also got paid a highest amount when it signed, and now he's second to Dak Prescott. But his compensation now reflects a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. So Jordan Love had an okay game. They didn't need him to be a superstar. It was clearly a Josh Jacobs-centric day. But it wasn't a game where I'm looking at saying, okay, here we go, bring on the Lions. Let's go, bring on the Lions. Packers Super Bowl ready. It was something where it felt like a slight baby step in the right direction. But Jordan Love still hasn't quite turned the corner to be who he was last season.
Yeah, Jordan Love overall, he still has a ways to go, right? He's not the guy that
What's a ways to go? Because I know you want the expectation of him throwing 20 touchdowns and 1 interception, which I think is unfair. But I think somewhere close to that is what we could all want and feels is attainable.
Yesterday, he seemed a little bit more like a game manager who took some shots, right? And he obviously, I feel like there was a point where after the drop touchdown pass from Christian Watson, maybe he had a couple more riskier throws, trying to really force it in there sometimes. A couple hot throws. He had a hot throw to Josh Jacobs when he was wide open in the flat one time. But overall, when I look at Jordan Love, it wasn't an incredible performance, but he did exactly what he needed to do. He still needs to clean up some of those bad decision-making when he made those 2 bad passes that could have been picked off, really 3 bad passes, one, like you said, behind. But overall, I didn't walk away from this game thinking, oh, Jordan Love's a problem, Jordan Love's an issue. I just walked away saying, okay, there's still more work to be done. But I also know that there has been a point of emphasis in his head with trying to clean up some of those things. He needs to calm down sometimes, get settled in. But overall, I like the direction that Jordan Love's going, and he didn't hurt the Packers yesterday, which forced them, which did not end up in a loss. But overall, I walked away like, hey, you know what? Jordan Love could have been better, but Josh Jacobs was running the ball. The defense played well. We were okay, and I still believe if we need to win the game with Jordan Love, we can do that. But yesterday he did just enough for us to win.
So you're not wrong about like all those parts, the Jacobs, the Xavier getting back in the turnover thing, knocking another one out late with Christian McCaffrey, a little bit of pass rush, right? Jordan Love not having to be a hero in the offensive line, and Josh Jacobs bullying the 49ers to over 100 yards rushing, which they haven't given up in God knows how. I think 55 games.
Wow.
55 games. So I say all of this because I just want to see Jordan Love be part of that, like, okay, yeah. It's like, because this guy is the guy that is going to take them far or not far, because you said, I still believe that he can in a game, like if it comes down to Jordan Love, like, yeah, you can say that. But what has given you the evidence right now that he will do that?
I mean, I've seen
other
Jordan
than last year.
No, other than last year, he balled out against the Cardinals. He played pretty well against the Houston Texans as well. And so he's put out games.
But those aren't the top-tier teams, Kyle.
And so overall for me, yesterday was not a game that we actually really needed Jordan Love to elevate his game to a whole nother level because of the great game plan and really early on starting with a great run game, ground game of Josh Jacobs. Shout out to Emmanuel Wilson as well. And so we really didn't need him to do too much. Matter of fact, I want to say we got into the fourth quarter where he threw the ball less than 15 times going into the fourth quarter. I mean, and then that's following up a week where he only threw the ball 17 times, right? So we're not asking for Jordan Love to win these football games. We're asking for him to make great decisions with the football and connect and execute when he needs him to. But overall, I understand what you're saying, Ben, but we have seen enough from Jordan Love in the past to know that we need to put the game on his shoulders. I feel confident that
But here's my concern, right? Because I'm just like really quick glancing through Jordan Love's year last year and this year. It really was a tale of 2 years. We all know that, right? And I'm just looking at his game log this year. Guys, everything from completion percentage to touchdown to interception ratio, it looks a whole lot like last year. Now, it's slightly better than his stats last year, but he hasn't even come close to turning on the streak and the hot hand that he had last year. Not even close. I mean, guys, the last 4 games, Jordan Love has 4 games, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Like, that's not the right touchdown to interception ratio to
he
get
got hurt in one of those games.
Yeah, true.
And he was
still,
injured, and he was playing injured against the Lions. I don't like that.
It leads to a broader question. I don't like that either. I think it's cherry picking a little too much, Brad.
Recent memory.
I hear you.
Jacksonville, Detroit, Chicago, San Francisco.
Injured in the game in the second half. Basically, he was injured.
In Jacksonville?
So I don't want to get in the nuances of Jordan Love here. I think when you say Jordan Love touchdowns and 3 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, I don't care, because guess what? You didn't need him to score touchdowns yesterday in a dominant game from Josh Jacobs and the team getting it done in the red zone. Like, are you more willing as a Packer fan right now to accept that maybe Jordan Love, although I think he's still the reason why they will or will not go as far as they should, are you okay just leaning on the fact that it might be okay that his touchdowns go down if Josh Jacobs can keep finding the end zone? Because I think that's a good pivot.
I'm okay with that. If the offense
then don't look at those numbers like that after Josh Jacobs has 3 touchdowns.
Look, come on now. I mean, that's why I wanted to go to just more games than yesterday, because Jacksonville and Bear game. Come on, guys. Chicago Bears. Like, we need better performances than that out of Jordan Love. I just wanted to go with what has he done recently, because at this point last year, dude started really humming. And we haven't seen that yet. I'm confident he will, but that will be the thing that it'll be just a playoff team, or a team that actually makes noise, and that'll be fully up to Jordan Love.
800-990-3776. Has Jordan Love put that interception streak behind? Do you feel better about him going forward after the game yesterday? 800-990-3776. James the Postman chimes in. I wasn't worried until this week. Again, Jordan Love threw 2 balls that were absolutely should have been picked. One was so stupid right to the linebacker, and then you obviously have... for the record, we're not going to count the one that was the free play, because I'm not going to blame him for that one when he had a free play.
It doesn't matter. Sure. It didn't count.
So I do want to continue to get the pulse of how people feel about Jordan Love, because we can talk about what we think happened in that game. 38-10, does it matter? Honestly, after a game like that, all that matters is really dissecting if Jordan Love is going to be able to play at a high level, because the only way they're not going to out-Lions the Lions. They're not.
Oh, I can't wait to 2 weeks from now. I really can't. I can't wait for the Packers to beat up on the Miami Dolphins in the cold weather game at Lambeau, and then to go to Detroit on Thursday night and take it to the Detroit.
But what does that mean? When I say outlines the Lions, I'm saying Jordan Love is going to have to get it done through the air.
And he can. And he most definitely can.
I'm not
get
saying
it done
he
through the
can't,
air.
but he needs to give me more
They have not, these last couple weeks,
okay,
they have
the
not.
Bears. I'll go with Brad. The Bears is an
He threw the ball 13 of 17. He was efficient last week. In the one interception he had, it was a bad throw, not a bad decision. I just know we're not going to sit here. We're not going to slander Jordan Love and don't think Jordan Love is not him and he is not he. I can promise you this. If Jordan Love needs to throw the ball to win the football game for us, if he needs to throw the ball 35, 40 times, Jordan Love is going to do the dang thing. I trust and believe in Jordan Love, and I'm just going to wait on it. Wait till Detroit come in 2 weeks.
Well, Ben, you're exactly right. They can't outline the Lions by physically running the ball. What's the one thing that the Packers can do? Jordan Love can cook better than anyone when he's hot, right? Maybe not anyone, but amongst the top 5. Yeah. So that's the X factor for the Packers is Jordan Love turning it on.
Let's go to Josh and Madison quick. 800-990-3776. You're up, Josh.
Hey, guys. Couple things. The physicality by both sides of the ball yesterday was impressive.
Very
Jacobs
much so.
Was a monster. Don't forget, Watson dropped a dime of a touchdown. So
dime ball.
That's a good point.
Dime ball.
You know, that could have made Love's numbers look even better. But my first point was he did throw a pick in the end zone. It was negated by a penalty. But what do you got? Was that a free play or did that?
It was. He knew that there was 12 man,
and you take that risk.
And you do take that risk. So I think we can definitely all agree that was the right play. But I will say, even though it was a free play, I still would have liked for him to throw it where only his guy had a chance to make the catch.
Sometimes he does. Like that one. I think this is the Bo Melton touchdown. Like that was a beautiful ball. He has some beautiful balls, and then he's got some that are like, what are we doing?
Daniel the Sloth chimes in. Kyle Wallace is in La La Land like I usually am. So
La
we're
La
on the
Land
same
about
page.
Jordan Love?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're just asking for him to do something he hasn't shown us this year, which is why you're like, he's going to do it. I can't wait for 2 weeks.
So the Arizona Cardinal game. We're just going to ignore that. Okay.
Look,
just recognizing that. And as the caller just said, there was a dime ball that could have put the game away.
And the Cardinals lost yesterday, and they're 6-5. They're mid. We're asking him to do it against teams that are top tier, and we haven't seen that yet, and so we need to use what our evidence is, and that's not anything we can use right now.
Well, he's played 9 games. I mean,
man, I
at some point,
I don't know.
We'll keep taking your calls because I already am sick of Kyle. I'm on with Brad.
It's mutual today, buddy. We all got on Bluetooth, by the way.
We do. How about
800-990.
It's a boy.
3776. That's Strofe, no blue for you? You got a blue shirt underneath?
It's a girl.
What? You telling everyone right now?
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait,
what?
Wait, my mind is
unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. What did I say?
Unacceptable.
My mouth and brain
Unacceptable.
are like not
Unacceptable.
right
What did I say?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way, I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Basketball fans, watch DME Academy on the campus of St. John's Academy in Delafield this weekend in the Battle of the Border. 4 great teams, 2 from Canada. See high-flying Wisconsin recruit Latravian Fenderson, DePaul recruit Cruz McClure, and 6'11 center Big Sheffy. 7 p.m. Friday and 2 p.m. Saturday with preliminary games before each. Youth coaches, bring your team to see elite DME high school basketball at St. John's in Delafield this Friday and Saturday. Free admission.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The signing of Josh Jacobs continues to be a win for Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love's offense in Green Bay. And after a 3-touchdown performance against the 49ers, Love had this to say about his running back.
Just talking about Josh, the offense, and to get a running back like that who's just so explosive, and just also the leadership aspect that he brings to this team is huge. And then, they've been doing some really good things. So I'm very, very fortunate that we got them.
It'll be a quick turnaround for Green Bay this week as they take on the Dolphins in Green Bay on Thanksgiving.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN, brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
The big guy needs your help this holiday season, and he's recruiting the Corners of Brookfield for help because the perfect gift is right around the corners. Head to the Corners for all your gifting needs and find something for anyone thanks to their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. Or just wrap up a Corners gift card to create a great, well-rounded gift. Looking for something only Santa can deliver? Drop off letters in a special North Pole mailbox in the Market Square through December 22nd. Make your shopping list and check it twice. Visit the Corners of Brookfield.com.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette Recap, I'm Ashton Rotman. A career-high game for David Joplin in the Bahamas.
Marquette is up 4. Joplin 15 feet away. Fadeaway jumper is sweet. David Joplin nails another one. Fans left, now in the corner. Joplin, open 3.
Holla at you, boy.
For the 4th time. You getting tired of saying it?
No, sir.
Jobs 29 points leading the way for Marquette as they win 80-69 over Georgia. Their record moves to 6-0 on the season.
For your little ones and your biggest joys, for your forever true and your fur kids too. For all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call John Saganiac Jr. John Saganiac Jr., Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Twitter at KBN ESPN. Do you think Jordan Love has left his interception troubles behind him? 72% say no. So although he had 0 interceptions, we are having the conversation around some of the ones that maybe were questionable throws. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh running the show. One of our great ESPN Madison producers is hopefully keeping us on time. Who we got back there? Of course, Stroh.
He's probably in a meeting. Or
the school of Jesse Nelson.
They may be in a meeting or going to get water. Or
I don't know. I have them on.
We'll talk break.
Hey, so me and Pablo were about to do a Who Won the Weekend. Actually, so you blame Jesse. He actually came in to remind me or tell me that you guys had thrown to me. So shout out Jesse Nelson. I didn't even know what was the question.
There is no question.
Who is it?
What I'm figuring out is Riley Yauk is running the board on ESPN Madison, and he's going to film something for their ESPN Madison social media while on our show. So I'm really glad you guys are really being time efficient over there. Thank you, Riley Yauk. You are now dismissed. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Stroh, thank God we took you away from that Jesse Nelson run office. Gosh, how freeing do you feel here?
I'm going to go ahead and decline to comment.
He misses it. He misses the freeness and the openness.
That is not what I said.
You miss it.
Unbelievable. Stephen Middleton, 800-990-3776. You're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Are Jordan Love's interceptions behind him? What's a takeaway you have? Anything for us here? You're up.
Yeah, guys, I don't even worry about
Jordan Love because you got Matt LaFleur, and I think that guy knows how to coach the crap out of any quarterback he gets. What I want to ask you guys is, who in their right mind would have thought the Packers would have run the ball against the Niners for the best rushing record in the last, 155 games against the Niners? And granted, they had Bosa out, but most of the injuries for the Niners were on the offensive side. Who thought that this line would start blocking that well for Jacobs?
Yeah, I mean, real quick, Steve, because I think it's a good point about what they did against the Niners, is this team was, I think, third in the league in rushing attempts and fourth in rushing heading into the game. So I just think it's a big, big win that they didn't go away from that, right? Like, that was the first game that I felt like it was a complete run game. There has been a lot of times throughout the season where it's been a good first half, a good second half, a good glimpse, a good here, a good there. Now, they don't abandon it, but they don't keep trying to power through the game with it.
Real quick, Benny, that's not just a this season thing. That's a 5+ years now of Matt LaFleur thing, right? When Jones got going,
correct,
they would get away from him.
We spent way too much time on these airwaves going back to the Aaron Jones.
But this year, seemingly, he realizes what they signed in free agency, which was a bruiser, downhill, workhorse back like Josh Jacobs who will run through your freaking face mask. And he did that yesterday. And Emmanuel Wilson was also really good yesterday. So Steve was right. That's the most rushing yards the Niners have allowed in 155 games, which was the longest streak in NFL history.
That's unbelievable. And I know Bosa was out, and he is formidable, no doubt about it. But he's mostly scary in the pass game, right? He's mostly a pass rusher. So you can't discredit what the Packers did on offense, running the ball that efficiently in that offense. It's not like they were trying to trick you. They're just, here you go, Josh Jacobs. Here's the ball. We're going to steamroll you at the line of scrimmage and let Josh Jacobs break tackles like he's a 99 in Madden on break tackles.
And that's why I object to the nonsense and the slander that you put on Jordan Love of saying, could Jordan Love have did this or did that? You didn't need to, because Josh Jacobs was running like an absolute beast yesterday. And Emmanuel Wilson, he came in and played well as well. And so for me, you can't sit there and point at Jordan Love. Yes, Stroh.
Over to the KBN Sports.
Just want to make an addendum. That's what we call that, right?
Yeah.
It was the first, what the stat was. It is the first 100-yard rusher the Niners have allowed in 55.
I said that earlier. Yeah,
I said that earlier. I don't know why we didn't trust. We didn't trust me, but we trust the caller.
Well, Steve said 155. Admittedly, I fed him the line, so it was on me.
Oh wow! Round of applause. There's a big difference too between 55 and 155.
It was the longest streak in NFL history to not allow a 100-yard rusher.
Now,
it's unbelievable.
Nonetheless,
let's get back to this Josh Jacobs thing for a second, because Brad, I don't need to, I'm going to steal this but give you credit. Brad put something in our show, pre-show meeting, about how Aaron Jones wouldn't have been able to do what Josh Jacobs has done. And that's a good take. But what I do want to do is just take a quick peek last year at the 2023 season for Aaron Jones under Matt LaFleur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games last year. You know why that's interesting? 11 regular season games. What's the Packers' record?
They are 8-3. That's 11
They have
games.
played 11 games. Josh Jacobs in 11 games, 202 carries, 944 yards, 4.7 yards a carry, and 7 touchdowns.
He probably had more carries already than he had all last week.
By a long shot.
142 in those 11 games for Aaron Jones. Now,
6
snap count for some of them, but again, it goes to the point of what you signed a younger back for. 656 yards, 4.6 yards per carry. We know he's good yards per carry, but he's still less than Josh Jacobs with less attempts. And then you see 2 touchdowns all of last year.
He only had 2 rushing touchdowns last year?
2 rushing touchdowns all of last year.
Wow.
So I remember what it was like when Josh Jacobs was signed and everyone would... Look, the idea of Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones together, we all were excited for it. But when we realized that wasn't going to happen, there was a little bit of, I love Aaron Jones. I love what he's meant. And he still can be one of your favorite Packers that will go into the Packer Hall of Fame. But this was the right decision by Goody.
I put on the Aaron Jones sunglasses that we have here. I'm going to take these. Throw them. I don't need them no more.
Oh, wow.
I got the bruiser, baby. I got Mr. Josh Jacobs. Well,
he also put on a purple sombrero
Yeah, he
yesterday.
did the skull chant.
I'm done with it.
They just don't make them like Josh Jacobs very often, right? I mean, you got speed, you got strength. You look a guy that welcomes the hit, that is willing to give you the hits, not him receive it, and also can make you miss. I mean, he's a guy that you can just feed the rock and feed the rock. So this team is built to protect a lead. If the Packers get a 10-point lead, which they did against the San Francisco 49ers, boy, oh boy, you can control the clock by running. You can get interceptions at the secondary. They're built with a lead. The question is, if they get behind and Jordan Love starts forcing it, that's when things start to go a little bit haywire.
You know, it's one thing to watch because we love Aaron Jones and we saw the impact that he can have on a team. And obviously, you know, Strofe was just talking about it earlier today, talking about Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones couldn't have the carries, right? He just couldn't, or maybe it was you two. He couldn't have all the carries. That's why he didn't get the ball consistently. That's why Matt LaFleur went away from the run game, because he understood he had to manage the pitch count overall. Snap count, pitch count overall for Aaron Jones. With Josh Jacobs, it's just keep feeding him. And when we signed him, we looked at, you know, the yards on first down, the yards after first contact. We looked at all these great stats. It's one thing to look at stats and watch highlights. It's another thing to understand the intimidation factor that he puts on other teams. That bruiser. We haven't had a back where you line him up and he's going to go downhill, and first time you touch him, he keeps moving and he wears on to other teams. I forgot what it felt like to have a bruiser like this. And yeah, since I'm on green.
I mean, Aaron Jones could run between the tackles, but obviously
he wasn't no bruiser. He wasn't laying
the wood.
He's the hammer.
Slasher.
He's the hammer. Josh Jacobs is the hammer.
I'm just saying, to give Aaron Jones credit, he could run between the tackles. Yeah. He could run outside. He was a great back. Obviously, Josh Jacobs is growing the pass game, but Aaron Jones was just very versatile. You could line him up. He was just different than Josh Jacobs. What I love is just seeing Kyle come full circle. Because the amount of times that I was like, dude, 2 years ago, for the lowly Las Vegas Raiders, the man led the league in rushing. Could you believe what he would do with the zone running and what they could do with this offensive line with Josh Jacobs as the back for the Green Bay Packers? And it's just good now that we're seeing it come to fruition with the opportunity to grow on it as the weather gets colder and keep punishing those defenders.
And I'll say this really quick. You know, you're very aware that he led the NFL in the stats and 1,000 yards on first down. Unbelievable. But the Raiders aren't on TV very often. I was just sort of aware it was happening out west. To see it every single week, how reliable, how efficient. He's really good.
On a competitor.
Goody deserves a lot of credit for that signing.
Beads in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. You're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, guys. You hit a lot of good points. Do we consider QBR to be a good baseline for a quarterback?
You know, you threw a QBR at us last week. I didn't know if I loved it, but I'll give you one last shot at QBR here. What do you got?
All right. So, I mean, if he currently is 92, and last year was 96, and we can all agree turnovers this year. But I mean, he's on pace for more yards per game, more yards an attempt, more TDs, but also more interceptions. So I'm just saying that. I mean, he went against the fourth best pass D, seventh best run D. And as the other guy had mentioned in the past, we would have had another touchdown pass. I'm just saying he was a 107, I want to say, this week in QBR.
Yeah, I mean, Beads, here's the thing. I don't hate what you brought today. I thought last week was a little worse. But today you're at least like, hey, like, this is what he is. Here's what the numbers say. I don't care about the Watson drop as much as, like, because, again, the wide receivers need to stop dropping passes. But at the end of the day, what's more important is making sure that Jordan Love isn't giving extra possessions to the other team.
How do we feel about Benny live grading our callers?
Beads is an OG.
I wasn't asking you. Brad, Kyle?
You laughed.
I thought last week was a little worse, was the quote.
For the callers who are regulars, like Beads, like Ron and the Key, Dirty Diana, like they know that when they call,
they may get some snark back.
Yeah, I'm okay with our revolving callers there.
I thought last week was a little worse.
No, I'm good with it. I like it. I like it a lot. It holds people accountable.
As you would say, keep it 100.
Keeping it 100. I thought it was funny and I thought it was real.
What also is not funny and what also is real is the way that Kyle can help you win money.
Oh, Oh, boy, I won me some money this weekend. Not as big as a pot as I wanted to, but you know what? That's why I love Underdog Fantasy Sports, because you can place your play, and when you play Underdog Fantasy, sometimes, you might pick 6 different higher or lowers, and you hit 4 of those higher or lowers, and you still come away with some cash, just like I did on the weekend, and I basically won my money back. So I did not win 1,000 times my money, but I have another chance to try again tonight with Monday Night Football. I love Lamar. I love Derrick Henry. So definitely let's go higher on that for passing yards for Lamar Jackson. Let's go higher on half a touchdown for our boy Derrick Henry. And it's so easy to do. So what I want you to do right now, I want you to go to your phone, download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in your app store, or go to UnderdogFantasy.com, and you can play Underdog Fantasy. And when you play Underdog Fantasy, it is so easy to win up to 1,000 times your money by playing their pick'em game. Yes, up to 1,000 times your money while playing their pick'em game and selecting higher or lower on different player stats. And also with that, because I love y'all KBN Nation and Underdog loves you too, use promo code KBN when you sign up. You know why? Because when you deposit your money, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Yes, up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app when you use promo code KBN. It's so fun. It is so cool, and you should get in on it right now with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app today using promo code KBN. Must be 18 plus in present state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Tom Brady doesn't believe in the Green Bay Packers long term. At least that's what I heard from him on the broadcast. Plus, we got to cheers to and pour one out on the other side. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Can you try it again?
Worcestershire. It's getting Worcestershire every time I say it.
Shire.
Worcestershire. You try and say
Why
it.
would they name something so complicated?
Exactly. You try and say it. It's WORCESTER Shire. Worcestershire.
All right, as we're looking that up, 2 more questions.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, no.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
It feels like it should end at Worcestershire.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Steinhaffel's biggest Black Friday sale ever is happening now. Take $100 off every $14.99. Plus, get a $100 MasterCard for every $14.99 you spend. Or choose Steinhaffel's 0% 60-month financing. Save big on all the best mattress brands. And find amazing Black Friday doorbusters, like a recliner just $199. Sofas starting at only $299. Shop in-store and online at steinhaffels.com. Steinhaffel's Black Friday sale. 1 week only.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace. Right now at Universal Windows Direct, get 0% financing for 60 months, restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're looking for a truly unique luxury SUV, look no further than the new Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha.
The new Range Rover Sport SUV provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology and connectivity you want, plus the most luxurious ride.
And now is a great time to get an offer like this.
Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 48 months on a new 2024 Range Rover Sport at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
It was a career game for David Joplin in the Bahamas on Saturday.
Fans left, now in the corner.
Great
Joplin,
look.
open three.
Holla at your boy.
For the fourth time. You getting tired of saying it?
No, sir.
29 points for Jop in an 80-69 win for Marquette over Georgia in a neutral site game. Marquette's sixth straight win to start the season. Here's head coach Shaka Smart.
You know, I've probably been the hardest on him of anyone on our team. You know, I just, as you guys have heard me say, I feel like there's more meat on the bone for him. And I thought, you know, he played extremely hard. He kept fighting, battling, had some big rebounds, and obviously the timely shots.
The Golden Eagles are back in action on Wednesday night as they host Stonehill at Fiserv Forum.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University.
Be prepared for power outages with a Generac home standby generator from Adams. Storms are unpredictable, and when the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. With a Generac generator, your power will be automatically restored whether you're home or away. Rated Wisconsin's #1 Generac dealer, Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It is a Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find it in your local grocer's freezer. 38-10. Got the job done. 8-3. The playoff percentages skyrocketed per our Brad Nerdman here. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe run the show. If you want to give a cheers to somebody or something that you saw, or pour one out to something you saw as well, 800-990-3776 is the phone number to get into the show. It's time now to cheers to and pour one out.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Okay, guys, I'm going to start with my cheers to the guy that I poured one out for last week, and that's Mr. Quay Walker. Quay Walker. Guys, just when you thought his career you couldn't turn it around as a Green Bay Packer, he went out and had the best game of his career.
Butterfingers.
Included an easy interception. You might not get an easy interception in the NFL, and he dropped it. But outside of that, he was the highest graded Pro Football Focus player of all the Green Bay Packers. That includes Josh Jacobs, who had an unbelievable game. Highest Pro Football Focus rated Green Bay Packer, making plays, 2 tackles for losses. He was actually able to be pretty effective in coverage. He was doing everything that you asked him to do. Now, every once in a while, yes, he over pursued or was a little bit out of control, but generally speaking, this was the best game as him for a Packer, and maybe was a glimpse of what Goody saw all those years ago. Now, one game doesn't make up for 3.5 years, but I get a little bit of excitement seeing the old Quay Walker first-round draft pick going out there making plays and being a difference maker on defense.
Yeah, so for me, the cheers to, I'm going to keep it easy. I'm going to keep it funky and fresh and simple. It's Josh Jacobs. I'm going to cheers to Josh Jacobs because yesterday he was an absolute dominant force, and he was a difference maker in this football game. And what I loved is after the game, his interview with Aaron Andrews, he talked about not being mic'd up because of what he says to guys after he runs them over or when he loves initiating contact.
Sit down!
I love hearing that, but then on top of that, he said, in the locker room, he understood that he replaced a guy in Aaron Jones and that he understood how much this game meant to the team. And so he just wanted to prove that he belonged and prove that I can come in here and help this football team. That's the type of teammate I want. That's the type of guy I want leading this football team. And so for me, I'm giving a cheers to Josh Jacobs, not only for his performance on the football field, but the mentality that he has in the locker room, because it seems to me we were concerned about Aaron Jones leaving that locker room and the heart and soul of what he was. And it looks like they haven't lost a beat, and he's earned the respect of that football team. So cheers to Josh Jacobs on and off the field.
Cheers to Gregory Glengar, GGG.
That's us as Packers only.
I'll get there. I just want to give a little quick shout out.
Oh, okay.
Off to a good start.
Kyle Kerrigan, get after
Jeez,
him.
man. Take it easy.
Although
John Tanji, just over from the KBN Sports Desk. Oh, yeah.
You and Ben got after you.
Yeah.
And said, hey, no.
Oh,
Green Bay
yeah,
only.
a long time ago. Yeah.
Gregory, wow, why am I struggling?
It's a tough alliteration.
Gregory Glengard. Everyone try it. Gregory
Glengard.
Keep going.
Gregory Glengard. Gregory Glengard. Gregory Glengard.
All right, it's me.
It's like out now, Brown
Maybe
Cow.
it's me. I'm the problem.
No, you didn't earn your degree.
Maybe I'm the problem. I got one, though. John Tanji, also back-to-back Big Ten Player of the Week, which is very impressive for the transfer
I'm
from
trying
Colorado
to dig
State.
up the stat. The last time a Badger won back-to-back Big Ten
Gotta be
Players
Frank.
No, I think it's Johnny. I think Johnny did that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Ooh, it would. It
Johnny
would.
Cook.
That, again, I would like to say, they're off the schneid. The Packers made a 50-plus yard field goal. Did you know they were only one of like 2 teams not hit a 50-yarder yet this season?
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's something to
that.
celebrate.
That is a hell.
You know how many times we've watched 45-yard field goals missed
You know, the kicking
by
game,
Anders and Narvison?
they really haven't called on Brandon McMahon as much since they signed. I mean, I know he has some
What do you mean?
short field goals.
Yeah, I know short field goals, but they
like,
became winners.
No, I know, but they were like short. We haven't needed him to kick like 48 yards. I felt like we were kicking a 45, 48 yarder week to week. Maybe I was just more stressed about it before Brandon McManus came, but now it's an afterthought.
Good.
Like even yesterday, he hit it and it curved. He put a little bit of that English on it. Is that what they call it, bro?
Yeah, a little fade.
Put a little fade on it. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Not nervous at all.
It's a good feeling, Eric. Good feeling.
We get pour one out to.
All right, pour one out. This one's, I was trying to find the right way to say this, but pour one out to the image of the Green Bay Packers being an only quarterback-centric team. For the longest time, ever since it was Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love, when you thought of the Packer offense, all you thought about was the quarterback, a passing game. This is the first time in my entire life, and that even includes when they had Almon Green and Edgar Bennett and Dorsey Levens. This is the first time in my life where I feel just as confident about the running game as I do with the passing game for the Green Bay Packers.
I feel more confident in the run game than the pass game.
Yeah, and to even go that far,
That's actually a good problem to have.
I'm not sure any Packer fan would ever say that, at least over the last 30 years. That
You know what?
more
Pull that,
confident.
Strofe. Are you more confident in the run game or the pass game?
So pour one out to the image that the Packers can only throw the football. The league is on notice. Can run the ball too, baby.
So there was a gentleman from Massachusetts that joined us last week, and he also joined the weekly wager with my boy Ben Brust. And I found out that he had the audacity to go on the weekly wager, and this is before Brock Purdy got hurt, but he said, what was the spread? Was 2.5?
Yeah.
And he said, well, easy. What did he say? Easy money?
You know, he just said, I'll take best bet.
That's Kyle Wallace's translation.
Yeah, basically, what I heard him say.
Yeah, what did you hear him say?
2.5, that's it? Oh, easy money. The Niners are going to kill the Packers. That's an easy cover. And so
that is completely not what he said, but I love it.
That's what I heard. And so I want to pour one out to Greg Scalzo because he brought us behind on our show, was talking all that. Had our boy Ben Brust all messed up. We had to, pick up the broken pieces last Thursday after he came on. But he came on talking about, the Niners, and he went on weekly wager. Pour one out to him, because how did that go for you? Best bet my behind.
Loser.
Loser.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Brad tell us about Carbless, and I'm going to tell you my pour one out on the other side. And it's going to lead to Packer fans letting me know if they agree or disagree with why I'm pouring it out.
Ooh, well, that's exciting to hear from Ben Brust, but I want to hear about Carbless because this time of year, guys, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. It's this week. And if you're going to, any family get together, we're going to several, and we're hosting one on Friday. Cool. You know what I'm bringing? I'm bringing Carbless. You know what's going to be stocked in the Nortman fridge? It's going to be Carbless. I don't have time to make all these different cocktails for all my guests. I just want them to grab the ready-to-make cocktail that is Carbless. Because every time someone tastes it, whether I bring it to a Thanksgiving get-together or they come over to the Nortman estate and grab one, it's the same reaction every time. It's, ooh, this is good. What flavor is this again? How many more flavors do we have here? Because there's a flavor for everybody. There's the fruit flavors like cranberry, specifically cranberry around Thanksgiving. It just makes sense. But also black raspberry, lemon lime, pineapple, and the classic cocktails. Nothing says the holiday season like a classic cocktail, like a margarita, a Paloma, a Moscow Mule. And not only that, you're already eating enough food. You don't need guilt to come from what you're enjoying through a cocktail. And luckily, Carbless is gluten-free, carb-free, sugar-free. That means guilt-free. Carbless is made right here in the great state of Wisconsin, so you know it's got that Wisconsin seal of approval. It's got that Brad Nortman seal of approval. Grab yourself a Carbless this week and all throughout the holidays while you discover why less is more with Carbless.
800-990-3776. Jake chimes in. Cheers to my anxiety and PTSD of watching the Packers play the 49ers. Is he trying to get to the fact that it's gone?
No, it's not gone.
It sounds
yet,
like it should be a pour one out.
That's what I was thinking. Because it shouldn't have been that anxious and having that much PTSD during that 38-10.
It was out the window. I didn't have PTSD at all. I was yawning like, "Ooh, this is easy."
It's not always easy. My pour one out has a lot to do with one of the broadcasters yesterday. Might be a decent football player, might not be. We'll get to Tom Brady's comments on the Green Bay Packers next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
But what I've heard is very nutritious.
I was actually about to ask. This is the last conversation on it. Did you taste it? Come on, did you taste it?
You got to. You got to make sure that it's good and good for your baby.
Yeah.
I know Jonathan Brust has. I have not yet.
Okay.
I definitely am.
You might as well take a little shot.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Are you experiencing joint pain that is keeping you from living the life that you want to live? Especially right now as we're approaching the holiday season, you don't want to be slowed down by that joint pain, whether it be your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back. You got to be like me and go visit QC Kinetics. When I went to QC Kinetics, I had my back that was acting up, and I thought to myself, you know what? I need to go get this seen by a true medical professional, and QC Kinetics blew me away from the experience start to finish. Platelets, plasma, tissue regeneration, things that I had only heard in theory, but now can see with my own two eyes on how QC Kinetics can help people get their life back. From when you arrive, the entire process is personal, the diagnosis is comprehensive, and they meet you exactly where you're at in whatever pain you're feeling. QC Kinetics, don't hesitate and get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette Recap, I'm Ashton Rotman. A career-high game for David Joplin in the Bahamas.
Marquette is up 4. Joplin 15 feet away. Fadeaway jumper is sweet. David Joplin nails another one. Fans left now in the corner. Joplin open 3.
Holla at your boy.
For the 4th time. You getting tired of saying it?
No, sir.
Jobs 29 points leading the way for Marquette as they win 80-69 over Georgia. Their record moves to 6-0 on the season.
For your fellow fanatics and your number one fans, for your game day compatriots and your personal cheerleaders, for all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call Eric Pearson. Eric Pearson, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Ready for the best Black Friday prices on household essentials? You'll find them at Fleet Farm. Doors open Friday at 5 a.m. with a free plush penguin for the first 500. Then enjoy great deals like KT Basic Blend Bird Seed for just $9.99. Diamond Crystal Softener Salt is on sale for $3.99 a bag. And premium hardwood fuel pellets are only $4.99 a bag. Plus, if you can't wait, early Black Friday shopping starts Wednesday at 8 p.m. online only. Only at Fleet Farm.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home, to a generator to keep your lights on, or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman hanging out with you, KBN Nation, on a Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza, with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Strophy's running the show. You can get in at 800-990-3776 or see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. But my pour one out goes to somebody who has watched the Green Bay Packers over the last couple weeks. He's been on the broadcast. He's got many championships, but he doesn't believe in his name is Tom Brady. Here's what Tom Brady had to say at the 38-10 mark with 4 minutes and change left in the game when they had nothing to talk about. Here's his response when asked about what he feels for the Green Bay Packers moving forward.
They felt like there was more there, more on the bone, and you talked about how to get to the next level. What have you seen today to give you evidence that they can get to that Super Bowl type level team?
Well, to me, I don't think today is the best indicator of what this team can become. I still think that the ball's been too much of at risk from my perspective, from the offensive standpoint. Too many balls that the Niners defense is touching. They got to clean that up. This is a team that's 7-3, about to go 8-3. Can they really be a factor? What do they need to do? They're going to need some guys to step up on defense, whether that's Rashawn Gary, whether that's Kenny Clark, to be more impactful in the pass rush.
He cites a lot of things we've talked about. That's Tom Brady on the Fox broadcast. Ball's too much at risk. That's a shot at Jordan Love without saying Jordan Love's name. Can we just call it what it is?
Yeah, I mean, I wish you. Or
am I wrong?
No, that's a shot.
Because to me, it's that he's saying he's throwing too many passes that are not the right decisions.
He's a former quarterback, so he has his microscope on quarterback play, right? And he probably looks at some of the balls that Jordan Love is throwing, the ones that we're seeing week in and week out, the 2 to 4 or 5 every week, where you're just like, oh no, Jordan Love, don't throw that ball. And he goes out and throws it anyway. So I don't think Tom Brady's criticism is unfair when he's talking about Jordan Love, saying you can't throw that many balls that are touched by the opposing team. However, to make a reference that this game isn't reflective of who this team is, and this isn't a fair, showcase for who they are. Basically saying I don't think this team's as good as they're showing today, or I don't think they're as good as their 8-3 record. I think that's off base. I think if you were to study the film, and look at me calling out Tom Brady for studying film. I think if you were to watch this team, you would say they're 8-3. Despite the fact that they haven't played up to their full potential yet. And when they do play up to their full potential, this will be an uncorked, limitless type situation to where they can maybe give it to the Lions. I think Lions are the better team, but they can give Lions a run for their money. So for Tom Brady to go that far to call out Jordan Love, I guess I kind of get that. But to say that that wasn't a good representation of who this team is, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I just disagree.
800-990-3776. Ricardo in Canada. How do you feel about the old 7-time champ?
Canada. Boys, great win. Green and Gold Monday. Listen, Tommy Checkdown can cool his jets over there on the broadcast.
Oh, wow.
This guy, listen, he's all-time great, one of the greatest. But let's not illusion on, he needed an all-time great defenses to win the championships. He went to Tampa Bay, and he had to score 10 points to win a Super Bowl, okay? Let's not make it seem like this guy was throwing haymakers. This man was Tommy Checkdown, okay? James White won the guy's Super Bowl by throwing 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So don't give me that crap. And Jordan Love's 50-50 balls. Anybody watching the game can clearly tell they came after Watson dropped that ball. So for the rest of the game, he was like, I'm going to force feed this guy because I need his head back in the game to try and make up for it. It didn't happen, but you can see that. It was risk versus reward. that was Jordan Love sticking up for his team and be like, no matter what, you got double coverage. I'm throwing it up to you. Let's see if we can make it happen. All right? I'm not worried about Tom Brady. Man, forget that guy. Go live your life as an owner. Let us win a championship. Because guess what? It's going to make him so mad because he's always hated our franchise. He's always been against us. So to hell with him.
The hell with Tom Brady.
Powerful.
Oh, wow.
Powerful.
To the hell with Tom Brady, says Ricardo in Canada.
Yeah, I mean,
they got to kick some ass.
I like Ricardo's energy, and I'm with that, man. You know, you with it, I'm with it. But also, Tom Brady's a smart guy, right? He knows what he's talking about. And I think there was some validity in some of the things that he was saying overall with this Green Bay Packers football team. I'm not taking anything away from a football team. I understand Jordan Love had some passes out there that could have been intercepted, but they weren't. So a football team that still needs to clean up some of the penalties, needs to clean up the drops as well. But overall, they didn't have any turnovers. They won a turnover ratio battle. And then on top of that, this football team also was able to capitalize when they got turnovers and turn it into points. I mean, I get where he's coming from. They're an 8-3 football team, and they don't look like a championship caliber football team. But I feel like yesterday, putting up 38 points on the 49ers team that, they're missing Nick Bosa on the end. I mean, 38 points, I don't think Nick Bosa makes up 28 points. So overall, I get what he's saying, but I still feel good about this football team moving forward, as in the sense of they have a little bit more momentum, especially after saying we want this 49ers team. We are hungry to go against this 49ers team after what happened in the playoffs last year.
800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line. I see your texts, I see your calls, but we'll be back in 2 minutes. But first, Brad, you're going to tell everyone how to get healthy in their life to be just like Brad.
Oh, who wouldn't want to be just like Brad?
Be more like Brad.
And you can be more like Brad if you go visit Quintessa Aesthetic Center. That's right, Quintessa. Guys, I'm going there tomorrow morning. So when I come for the show tomorrow, you're going to see me renewed, completely living at my optimal physical life. That's because Quintessa has everything you're looking for, whether you're an athlete like me or just want to feel your best, to physically get to the point where your body is running at an optimal net level. Not just a low benchmark, but an optimal level. When you go to Quintessa, they're going to put together a personal plan to fit your goals, whatever they are, and they can work with you to do anything. They got so much in their toolkit, including hormone therapy, IV drip therapy. That might be good, particularly if you're enjoying yourself quite a bit over this holiday season. Medical weight loss. Who doesn't need that after Thanksgiving? And anti-aging. All these things to help your body run at its best. And it's not about just, doing this once in a while. It's living a lifestyle to where you feel physically at your best all the time, the top of your game. Can't do it without Quintessa. Your body deserves it, especially this time of year when, you're looking for gifting. You're looking for ways to share that physical experience with somebody else or just to do it yourself. There's never been a better time to visit Quintessa, just like I will tomorrow, and take control and take charge of your health. Visit myquintessa.com/wellness, and you'll be able to experience all that Quintessa has in store for you.
I don't know if Quintessa can help with tummy troubles, but that's what Ben Brust is currently experiencing. So,
wow.
We'll be back in 2 minutes, and hopefully Ben will be here.
Tummy troubles, that's what you said?
Allegedly.
So he left out of here because of his tummy early?
He ran out of here.
He ran out of here.
Oh, my gosh. What happened to Mr. I can hold it?
Yeah, apparently not much longer than he did this segment. So maybe Ben will be back. Maybe he won't. We're back in 2 minutes. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Gary Ellison here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? Get a little slice of summer on the links with Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center, a top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. With bays at just $35 an hour, Mondays through Thursdays. That summer feel is easily back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
The big guy needs your help this holiday season, and he's recruiting the Corners of Brookfield for help because the perfect gift is right around the corners. Head to the Corners for all your gifting needs and find something for anyone thanks to their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. Or just wrap up a Corners gift card to create a great, well-rounded gift. Looking for something only Santa can deliver? Drop off letters in a special North Pole mailbox in the Market Square through December 22nd. Make your shopping list and check it twice. Visit the Corners of Brookfield.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Be prepared for power outages with a Generac home standby generator from Adams. Storms are unpredictable, and when the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. With a Generac generator, your power will be automatically restored whether you're home or away. Rated Wisconsin's #1 Generac dealer, Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman hanging with you, KBN Nation, on a Victory Monday. Love Victory Mondays because they're brought to you by what I had last night, Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's Urban Pie, and Scrapeman Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. What was not a victory Saturday was the damn Wisconsin Badgers. Brad, Kyle, I feel like we're in the same place right now. This is nightmare fuel. This is a nightmare scenario. This is a bad place to be. Obviously, before the Badgers put on a good showing at night against Oregon, the #1 team, 16-13 loss. It was a 42-10 loss against Iowa where the defense got ran through. This past weekend against Nebraska, I actually thought the offense was okay. Special teams were abysmal. The defense was bad. And guess what? They got rid of Longo, and 2 of the last 3 weeks, the problem has been defense. It's just like a lost season, right? I don't know if it can be saved in my mind. I guess maybe beating Minnesota, but no.
Saved?
No.
Saved.
That's what I'm just
Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior can't save this football team right now. I'm dead serious. There's nothing to be. It's over. It is over. We're saved. It's salvage. There's nothing to save or salvage.
We know what the result. Positive.
Well, hold on. We can agree that there's one way this season ends, which is why this is a nightmare scenario. You're talking about Friday to get bowl eligible for 23 years, or that streak's broken. For the Axe, your biggest rival, at home, you're talking about an embarrassment among high level of embarrassment that is nothing short of nightmare fuel. Or if you get the win, at least it's somewhat salvageable. It's a failure either way. This is a lost season and a failure either way. But if they lose to Minnesota at home, breaking the bowl streak, losing the Axe, getting embarrassed by your biggest rival. I mean, that is legitimate nightmare fuel. I remember when I was playing, which feels like now
decades
ago. A century ago for the Wisconsin Badgers. I mean, get ready for a Borat voice, Ben. Us with the Axe, it was like Borat saying, "You'll never get this.
You'll never get this. You'll never get this.
You'll never get this." But now the Badgers continually find ways to lose games. Offense, defense, special teams. They're undisciplined. They got guys quitting out there, guys. They have guys quitting.
Do you know why I'm
Nebraska.
scared? Do you know when the first time that I think the Badgers gave up the Axe was when the season was lost, when the team quit the Alex Hornibrook year.
Yep, that's right.
At home. So I'm having bad flashbacks to a bad time when they quit. That was the 18 year, and then they came back in 19.
That was the 18 year. And I'll say this too, guys. You know, I can understand a quote rebuild, right? If Fickle's trying to come in here and remake the Badgers to be a national contender, first of all, we haven't seen anything like that from fruit and execution on the field. Haven't seen anything close to it. It is now nothing but blind hope to think that we can turn this thing around and that these recruits are going to get developed. They can put together game plans. They can put together schemes to where the players on the field actually look like competent Wisconsin Badger football teams. That's nothing but blind hope. However, if the bowl streak is lost, if you lose to Minnesota at home, losing the Axe, that's a low water mark. That's almost unforgivable. It's almost unforgivable. If that happens, not only will I'll be looking at this program in Fickle with a new level of toughness and a new level of like criticism, it would take, I would feel like Badger fans everywhere would be indebted. Like Fickle in this program is indebted to the fans. The only way it can be repaid is if you get a college football playoff appearance within the next year or two. That's it. That's the only thing that can make this better is if the season ends that badly, you need something to seesaw the other direction that has to be out of this world good because it's borderline unforgivable.
Yeah, the state of affairs for this Wisconsin Badger football team is so disheartening, it's sad, and right now it's just abysmal. Like, it truly is abysmal. I have never been so sad after a Wisconsin Badger football game. Well, I've been sad, but I don't think I've been to the point where I've been this sad, where I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this Wisconsin Badger football team. It's to the point where we can't compete with Iowa, and we can't compete with Nebraska.
First time in 12 years?
Yeah,
10 games?
12 years.
10 games, 12 years or something?
Yeah, 10 straight wins against Nebraska. First time since 2012 that they beat us.
And the thing is, and I think that year, did we play them in the Big Ten Championship that year too? Or swung back around and beat them?
Lost in the season, and then beat them in the Big Ten
destroyed
Championship.
And there's no way in the world we would do something like that. There has never been a time where I was a Wisconsin Badger fan, when I went up against Minnesota and I said, this football team is tougher than us, that I'm afraid that we're going to lose this football game. This is just disheartening. It's terrible. This is going to be the first time, y'all. First time since 1996 that the Wisconsin Badgers will not have been ranked at some point during the season this year. Sometimes they're overranked to start the season, and then sometimes they're not ranked at all to start the season. But this just shows you the state of affairs for the Wisconsin Badgers is just terrible. We did not bring Luke Fickell in here for this, right? You talk about developing players. This entire roster basically is guys that he brought in just about, right? And I hate to see a team like Indiana go, and even though they lost against Ohio State, but they're competitive right away. I hate to see the fact that Matt Rule can come in 2 years and all of a sudden beat the snot of the Wisconsin Badgers at Nebraska. Fellas, we are regressing. We thought Paul Chryst was taking us back. Guess what? Luke Fickell is taking us back to what they call Don Morton. Was that his name? I tried not. Right. I wasn't around for it. I don't know about Barry Alvarez, but now I'm hearing a lot about Don Morton. It's because we're a bad football team, and guess what? I'd rather have Gary Anderson as a coach than have Luke Fickell. That's how bad it is right now, and I am hopeless. That's the worst thing about it is I'm so used to this football team. Yeah, they compete against Oregon. I'm not used to them competing one week and then laying egg, right? I'm used to them saying, we competed last week, now let's bring that momentum in. You know the biggest issue this team has? These kids have no idea what the W stands for. They have no idea about tradition or pride in this program, right? And regardless of what, a couple years ago when Jim Leonard took over, this football team, I think they started off 2-3. Jim Leonard finished the season 5-3. They gave Luke Fickell the fifth win, even though it was in the bowl game. And the reason why they were able to win against Iowa, right? And I believe they even they beat Nebraska that year as well. But the reason why they win some of these games is because they understood the importance of the W. They understood the importance of winning these trophies. They understood the importance of making it to a bowl game. When you have a whole bunch of kids that transferred in from different programs, they don't understand what it means to be a Wisconsin football player, right? They're just out there playing football. They don't understand what this streak of bowl games means to the state of Wisconsin. They don't understand what the Axe means to the state of Wisconsin. You lost to a football team in Nebraska. They asked Matt Rule after the game, what are you guys going to do with the trophy? I don't know. We don't have a place for it. I don't know. Wow. We don't have a place for it. That's what he said. So right now,
why are you making me hurt again?
I did not know that.
The state of the Wisconsin football is in the absolute toilet, and we said it last week. Luke Fickell, you got 1 year. You basically have 12 months to figure this out, or come the end of November next year, your ass is grass.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see if Coach Fickell and these players have a heartbeat, have a soul, have a heart for the state of Wisconsin and this program.
It's the old adage, actions over words at this point.
It is.
Actions over words.
Luke doesn't get it either. Like, he doesn't understand what Wisconsin football is all about.
He really doesn't. It's super frustrating. I have literally nothing but unfounded hope that things will turn things around. Because you look at people that are Badger fans that are excited about the future, And I'm saying, where are you getting this excitement from? Recruiting classes, those guys can leave at any given moment. We haven't seen any proof that Fickell and his staff can develop guys, take these high recruits, whether it be transfer portal or recruits from high school, and turn them into competent and, effective college football players. We haven't seen it. So it is nothing but hope, blind hope, that we're standing on.
800-990-3776. That last line about Nebraska not knowing where to put the trophy, I think that just sent me into a sad state of affairs. Steph in Ottawa, we can definitely go back to the Green Bay Packers after that statement. We'll go to you, 800-990-3776.
Hey, guys. Happy Victory Monday. A few quick points. I thought Javon Bullard and Quay Walker had their best games of the season by far.
It's the Canada
I
show
love the
today.
commitment to the... Yeah, I live in Bills country, but a lot of Packers fans up here. Love the commitment to pounding the rock and dictating with Josh Jacobs, especially with the weather getting colder. Amount of yards after contact is phenomenal, and that's just going to bode well down the stretch. The one thing that does continue to worry me is the drops. You cannot continue to leave points on the field, especially against better opponents. I think Romeo has a drop rate of about 11%, so that has to change. And last point, I just can't wait until Edge Cooper and Jair are back, and hopefully everyone else can stay healthy in the meantime. Thanks. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Steph.
Okay, did we know that people in Buffalo had an accent like that? I for real thought he was from Canada, too.
Well, it says Ottawa.
I thought he said he was from...
I think he said it's a lot of Bills country up there.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say. I was like, what is going on? He sounds super Canadian.
Is Northern New York?
I didn't know they had that.
Is that even part of America?
Got it now.
Will, quickly, before we get to Jason Wilde, you're up 800-990-3776.
Very, very quickly. So, Will, I'm originally from New York or whatever. So it's kind of one of those things. This is what college football is. We have to either deal with it or not or whatever. So there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. It's just very simple. You can't get mad when they're not going to be what the quote unquote Badgers are. It's just what it is. So we have to deal with it. So
I don't accept
deal with it and move on.
Well, I can't accept that as a low standard.
So I think there's a middle ground, right? There's a middle ground because I think Will is right. It will never be what Brad lived. It will never be what I lived as a fan and what Kyle lived as a fan and what Barry built. But there can be some sort of that part of your team, right? Of toughness. If you carry toughness on the field, no matter what the scheme is, if it's 3-3-5 or 3-4 or 4-3, I don't care how they line up. It's how they finish plays. It's how they represent, as Kyle said, the name on the front. And there's just a lack of feel and energy from that. But I'm running behind to Jason Wilde, and we had a
Hope
good...
you got the questions ready.
Yeah, I mean, he's tough on us. He really is. So we will get to Jason Wilde next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4. I'm not going to lie. I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, oh, you want me? No way. Because all last week, it was so much fun to do that. And I was like, well, I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now. When you said, want to do it with me? I was like, oh, yeah, let's do it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, right now we're looking at an okay ride. It is delayed on southbound 41 from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol. Also seeing backups on southbound 43 from right around North Avenue all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. More delays from Lincoln all the way down towards the KK River crossing. Westbound 94 also going to be slow from just before 27th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Adams, the #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. Snow has arrived. Don't be left in the cold. For power peace of mind for your home or business, visit adamspower.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clearing skies, cold and breezy, a low of 25. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, chilly, finally some sunshine, a high of 37. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash, where you can expect nothing but the best unlimited wash membership, state-of-the-art wash technology, and powerful free vacuums. Located in Oak Creek, Waukesha, Greenfield, and now Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Steinhaffel's biggest Black Friday sale ever is happening now. Take $100 off every $14.99. Plus, get a $100 MasterCard for every $14.99 you spend. Or choose Steinhaffel's 0% 60-month financing. Save big on all the best mattress brands and find amazing Black Friday doorbusters like a recliner just $199. Sofas starting at only $299. Shop in-store and online at steinhaffels.com. Steinhaffel's Black Friday sale. 1 week only.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Hi, Monica.
This is our WOW engagement ring for Christmas.
Wow.
Wow.
It features a 1-carat created diamond center stone.
Completely surrounded by a halo of little created diamonds that makes it look huge.
And each of those 3 bands is covered in diamonds.
I've never seen anything like it.
2 carats total weight.
There's no way this is less than $5,000.
No, we're selling these for half that much.
$24.98? I need to lie down and put a cool rag on my forehead.
And you can choose a 1-carat round, oval, or radiant diamond as your center stone.
Kessler's is the coolest store in the world.
But there's more. Look at this.
It's a matching pendant. Take that rag off your head and get up, Rick. You have to see this.
How big is that?
It's a 1.5-carat created diamond, surrounded by the same halo of little created diamonds. 2 1/3 carats total weight.
This tag says it's just $1,998.
See it for yourself at KesslersDiamonds.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. The Wolf of Wall Street was on the other day when I was flipping through channel. Great family film.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I'm a naturally inquisitive person.
Holding everybody accountable.
If you feel better about that, I'm happy to do so.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
That he is, Jason Wilde. Listen to Jason alongside old team Mark Tauscher, 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin on Wilde and Tausch. Happy to have Jason join Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Jason, how are you?
Well, I'm great. I got to see you yesterday, but that was one of the highlights. One of the lowlights was sources had told me that Ashton Rotman was going to make an appearance and that Justin Garcia, the Bucks Radio Network color analyst, was going to be there too. And I didn't see either one of those guys. Saw Tausch, saw you. I was a little disappointed that those guys no-showed on us.
Sources close to the program say that they were late arriving to Lambeau Field and did not want to come in late and then have to leave within a minute.
Okay, well, I got a really great surprise. Got to see 2 of our former teammates who are big shots at New York City. So it was a great day. Packers won convincingly. I was wrong about that because I had a eerie feeling that it might be closer than it should be. And when Christian Watson dropped that sure touchdown, that would have made it 24-7. And instead they went into the break 17-7 with the 49ers getting the ball. I thought, maybe I knew what I was talking about after all. And then they got 3 takeaways in the second half and ran them out of the gym.
Well, Jason, I was listening to Sunday Karma on my way up to Lambeau Field, which you can hear 10 to noon when there's not a noon football game on
thanks.
Sundays with Kyle Wallace and Craig Karmazin and Jason Wilde from 10:30 to 11. And you had mentioned that you still believe at that point, I don't know if that's changed, that the 49ers would still find a way to come out of the NFC West.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that the demons have been exercised enough that the Packers would not be, I don't know, overthinking it as much if they had to play them in the first round if it kind of fell that way?
Well, I'm not sure about that. And I definitely don't think that beating them in the regular season when they're without their starting quarterback, their 11-time Pro Bowl left tackle, and a former Defensive Player of the Year, their best defensive player in Nick Bosa, I don't think that proves conclusively that they have put the 49ers in their rear view. They may have felt that way. It certainly felt good for those guys. Like they were crowing a little bit after the game, and Kenny Clark and a bunch of the other veteran players who've suffered through some of these defeats at the hands of the 49ers to end their seasons in 19, 21, and 23. I think that they all really felt good about that. But I think if you gave them some truth serum, they would acknowledge that it doesn't guarantee them anything in the postseason. And I said this, Craig and I talked about it a little bit, and then Tausch and I talked about it today. I don't know if they're a prideful group that would want to have to face the 49ers to truly exorcise the demons. But if I'm them, I'd rather play one of the other NFC West teams. Like if the current status holds, and obviously there's 6 weeks left in the season now. If the current status holds, though, the Packers will end up being the 6th seed if they can't win the division and they can't catch Minnesota. And the 3 seed, which would play host to the 6th seed, would be the NFC West champ. And whether it's Seattle, whether it's Arizona, whether somehow it's LA, or it's the 49ers, I still think the team that you don't want any part of is the 49ers. And I'd rather, if I'm a Packer, I want to get to the Super Bowl. I don't need to necessarily prove it by beating the 49ers on the way there. So I am not willing to write them off. I think that division's bad enough that 9-8 is going to be good enough to win the division. And I can see the 49ers finishing 4-2 over the last 6 and getting that spot.
Strofe, I might be getting a little poll happy, but I like this. If the Packers do finish in that 6th seed and have to face the NFC West, who are you most scared of? We'll get
Poll
that
number
up there.
20 for the day. But we're knocking out the polls today. But Jason, another poll we put out there that we were talking about. Which dimension of this offense do you trust more, the passing game or the run game?
You guys are big on the either-ors, aren't you? I've really noticed that as a trend. You're
Yes,
big
sir.
on is it this or that?
Black and white.
Well, yeah, I think until Jordan Love shows that he can go more than just one game without throwing an interception. And by the way, he was damn close to throwing one yesterday too, right? I mean, Christian Watson gets credit for breaking up what should have been an interception. I would certainly say that I trust the run offense more. And look, if we're looking at their ability to run the ball, the only times they haven't been able to is when they've kind of stopped themselves by getting in big holes against the Lions and against the Vikings. So, look, I am a Josh Jacobs believer. I was a big Aaron Jones guy, and obviously Aaron Jones had the 5 straight games, including 2 playoff games, where he went over 100 yards. I find it fascinating that basically in the last 55 regular season games and however many playoff games they've played over that same span, only 2 dudes have gone over 100 yards in a game. One was Aaron Jones in the playoff game, and one was Josh Jacobs yesterday. I mean, that tells me that it's really hard to be that good of a running team against this group, and even without Bosa. And they deserve a ton of credit for running the ball that effectively.
Talking with Jason Wilde here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. And Jason, I'm glad you mentioned that whole Vikings and Lions game because I did look back last week, and it's just worth noting that in his highest yards per carry game, 7.3 per carry, he had 13 carries against the Lions, a loss, 9 carries for 5.7 yards a carry against the Vikings. So just like to add a little context.
Yeah, they'd have loved to have gotten the ball more. And frankly, I still think, you look at that Minnesota game, and they caught up pretty quickly. I think there was, maybe 10 and a half minutes left, and they pulled within one score, if I remember correctly. I don't think they had to stay away from the run necessarily at that point. But again, this is, Josh Jacobs has been everything that they had hoped he would be and more. And I say this as an Aaron Jones stan. I think Josh Jacobs has been a phenomenal pickup. And if you combine him with Xavier McKinney on the other side of the ball, Brian Gutekunst could not have hit 2 more tape measure grand slam home runs than he has with those 2 guys.
Give him his flowers. Give him his flowers. Now, I won't hit you with the either or this or that question. But, Jason, what I do want to know is, when you look at this Packers defense, what would you say their identity is? Because now we're through 11 games of the season. What would you say that this Packers identity is defensively?
Yeah, that's a really good question because I think, we thought we knew what the – yeah, I know, and I know you need that kind of positive reinforcement, and I'm here to give it to you.
Yeah, he doesn't get it home.
I'm not going anywhere near that. So if you look at what they have done for most of the season, but they had not done in 3 of the previous 4 games before yesterday, it's taking the ball away. Like, that is their identity. They are really good about that. And yesterday they got the 3 takeaways that allowed them to kind of run away with the game. But, they're not – they still won games by – it's not as if they didn't win games when they didn't get takeaways, but – that is what they need. They need those to really be a top flight defense because their run defense, which I think they're like 9th in yards per game allowed. I don't know where they're at in yards per carry because if you remember early in the season, their run defense was not great. But they've been decent against the run. Obviously, when they have their secondary healthy, which hasn't necessarily been the case for the last several weeks. Their pass defense, led by Xavier McKinney, has been really good. But I think takeaways define them, and that would be one of the things that would make me a little nervous. Like yesterday, the way they stopped the run against McCaffrey while the game was still in doubt, I thought was huge because that, even though he's coming back from an injury and still working his way back, he is a special, special player. And they made sure that, him and Kittle, who actually did have a huge game, those were their only 2 real weapons because Debo's been nicked up. He had the drop, obviously, that turned into the interception. So they managed to keep Christian McCaffrey in check. But the game was still in doubt until they started forcing those takeaways. So that to me, is at the top of their identity list.
Jason, as we look forward, obviously, it's a lot of, I hear, can't wait to play the Lions. The Dolphins have won 3 straight games. Tua had, I believe, was it 4 touchdowns? I know he threw for 300 yards. He had 3 or 4 touchdowns.
317 and 4 TDs.
They've gone pass happy. Is this, I don't want to say trap game, but how on a short week, knowing the Lions are looming, what would Matt LaFleur's message be if you could tell him, hey, guys, what the heck? What the heck we got to do here to not look past the Dolphins? 'Cause I'm scared of this spot.
Yeah, I don't think that this is a look past their opponent type of team. I really don't. I understand that there are some games where they have played down to the quality of their competition. I think they're guilty of that. But sometimes it's other circumstances that make it look that way more so than it actually being that way. But when I look at this game, they first of all, Matt LaFleur knows Mike McDaniel really well. They're really close friends. Another one of those guys in that little fraternity of Shanahan, McVay, LaFleur, etc. And they see how this team is playing, and they see that their record looks the way it does because Tua was out at least 4 games, maybe more. So I think they just have to turn on the tape and they can see that this is a legit team. Now, do I think coming here, the weather forecast is crappy for Thursday? Miami, a South Florida team coming to here on Thanksgiving on a short week, that's a tough ask for them. So I do think the deck is stacked in the Packers' favor, but I don't think that they're going to look past a Thursday game against Miami to the next Thursday against the Lions, because I think they recognize that if they stub their toe here, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't matter what they do against the Lions, because it certainly does, but you add a loss going into that game, suddenly now you have no margin for error anymore. So I don't think they're going to make that mistake.
You know what's funny is the Dolphins are throwing a ton right now since Tua came back. Who was it last year that was like, we're going to run the ball like the Dolphins did? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
You said it last year.
Anyways, they ran and they put up 70 points against Denver, and I believe a lot of that was on the ground.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Wild.
We're going to run the ball.
With Raheem Mostert.
That wasn't it an offensive line coach from the didn't they watch the film?
No, but it is hilarious that Joe Barry is the run game coordinator. I will say that.
That is fascinating.
Big Joe Barry revenge game.
Here it is. Jason, we know you got to run. We appreciate the time, and we will not be talking to you on Thursday, not because we don't want to, because there will be no Kyle Brust.
I'll talk to you on Thursday.
That's true. Have we figured out what our menu is going to be since Saz's won't be there to cater? Are you going to whip up a turkey in the oven of one of the Thunder Trio houses?
You don't want that. He just brought store-bought stuffing to a Friendsgiving.
Well, there's nothing wrong with store-bought stuffing.
You said you were going to do your grandma's recipe.
I might get you a rotisserie chicken from Festival Foods or something, Jason. I haven't decided yet. I'll make sure we're fed though.
All right. Well, we'll get on the same page. I'll see what the girls want to whip up.
You two both take care. Be good on Thursday,
does Paula
okay?
by chance have a recipe for green bean casserole?
Oh gosh! Oh, please don't.
Right now. Here's the great thing. As if these three knuckleheads, Strofe, don't get sidetracked all the time on their own show. So now we're talking Thanksgiving options for culinary delights, and they just are rushing us. Oh, yeah, come on, we got to get the commercial.
No, all I heard was, hey, hard out, 335 Wilde. That's what my producer said.
I did say that. That's true.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
What is up with the fascination with green bean casserole?
Yeah, it's got to be the worst Thanksgiving food.
Up.
No, it is easily.
I'm gonna be honest.
Cranberry sauce out of a can? Are you kidding
well,
me?
that's a topping, not a dish.
I'm be honest. Your boy never experienced green bean casserole.
So you don't like green bean casserole?
It's not a black traditional.
It's okay.
dish.
It's just like I'm not writing home about it.
Do you like it?
Thumbs down.
All right, let's poll it.
No,
17th poll of the day.
we're not polling green bean casserole.
Poll it.
What, do you like green bean casserole?
I think it's a cultural thing. I really do. I've never went to a soul food with green bean casserole.
Well, I do know that no matter what she provides, it's better than green bean casserole. It's Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, people. A beautiful door that will be being replaced in the January time frame, because I did my consultation with Gina, Joe Franco. They sat me down. They took me through all the options, measured everything. We sat down, looked at this, let them know where we were on our journey, and we came to a spot where the first floor is going to be amazing when Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin comes in. So be like me, be like Brad. Call Gina, call Joe, and you're going to be like, I'm glad I did, because they are going to meet me where I'm at in my life to help make it attainable and achievable.
And right now is the best time to make it achievable.
Numbers guy.
Like, I'm always about the deal. You guys know me. And the deal right now for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, you can't pass it up. No interest and no payments for 12 months. So you could be thinking already about next year's Thanksgiving. And through that whole time, no interest, no payments. You get to enjoy your beautiful Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin right now. You don't have to pay a dime for 12 months. A deal like that comes and goes quickly, so make your appointment today, because it ends by November 30th. So act now, take advantage of that wonderful deal to have your wonderful windows and doors provided by Pella.
We got about 18 polls. I don't even know what they are, so let's get to those on the other side.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got issues on the bypass right now. First of all, northbound on 894, right about at National, we got the right shoulder blocked with a broken down vehicle. And the southbound side, a couple of accidents. One on the ramp from Beloit Road to 894 southbound. Actually, the same one. Okay, so we've just got one accident right there, but it's definitely affecting your ride. Got delays all the way back to Greenfield Avenue with that one. Southbound 41, backing up from before Appleton Avenue, all the way down past Capitol. Southbound 43, also going to see some slow speeds from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clearing skies, cold and breezy, a low of 25. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, chilly, finally some sunshine, high of 37. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Engagement rings, wedding bands, and big anniversary diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls here for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. Winter is almost here, and it's the perfect time to replace those old, drafty windows. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm talking with Dr. Chris Killian. Doctor, if someone starts to feel pain, what are the first things that they need to do?
Certainly resting it. Ice can be helpful, anti-inflammatories.
So let's say none of that works and someone is looking for that next step to relieve their pain. Just because someone steps into your office, that does not automatically mean that that next step is a surgical procedure. Is that right?
We still kind of treat surgery as kind of a last option once you've exhausted conservative management. So those conservative treatments, again, being rest, ice. If it's your shoulder we're talking about, going through a period where maybe a short period of immobilization. And then the mainstay is physical therapy. We have physical therapists here specifically at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin that work with us and train with us that allow a vast majority of people to actually avoid surgery altogether, depending on what their issue is.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Be prepared for power outages with a Generac home standby generator from Adams. Storms are unpredictable, and when the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. With a Generac generator, your power will be automatically restored whether you're home or away. Rated Wisconsin's #1 Generac dealer, Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
All right, here's what we got. One against my will.
Oh, wow. What happened against your will?
Strofe had to put up our 84th poll today.
Oh.
Do you like green bean casserole? 50-50 right now.
Good poll. That's a good poll.
That is.
Can we poll KBN?
Polarizing.
Like us?
Yeah, it's 25-75. All three of you don't like it. I like it.
Well,
your taste buds are probably mid.
My taste buds are probably more mature than yours.
Absolutely not.
Like.
Absolutely
you look
not.
like you haven't even eaten anything your entire life. You're 140 soaking wet.
So where does green bean casserole?
You have a differing opinion. Let me say something that's not even that mean. Go ahead, Brad.
I mean,
It is mean. I'm actually worried about your health.
Are you saying it's a top 5 Thanksgiving food?
Oh, no.
Ooh!
All right, welcome to Sports Radio on Thanksgiving. Let's power rank Thanksgiving foods with Alex Strofe.
I would have joined in on that one.
Top 5, probably not. But that's the point of Thanksgiving. There's so many options, right? Like mashed potatoes better.
No.
Turkey better, stuffing better.
Power rank Thanksgiving.
You just said you didn't want me to do it.
You hit the music.
Yeah, I'm mocking
you. Hit the music.
I'm mocking you.
Let's hear your power rankings, Trophy.
All right, just for the sake of the conversation, I will put green bean casserole at number 5.
It's trash. Shouldn't be on the list.
Already.
Trash. You need to come to my house and eat.
This is all things, or does turkey not count here?
Turkey's included. The question is, do you include dessert?
No,
that's no dessert.
Okay. No dessert.
Okay, number 4, rutabaga.
What the hell is that?
Oh, come on.
What is rutabaga?
Are you trying to be like the bad?
A chewy thing? What is that?
You guys ever had rutabaga?
I don't think I've ever.
Sounds like something a koala would eat.
My mom makes an incredible rutabaga. Throw a little gravy on there. Unbelievable.
What is
hell is
rutabaga?
that?
Is it a root vegetable?
It's a root vegetable, yes.
Gets that thought.
So a koala would eat it. Panda.
I don't even know what you just said.
A koala's not eating a root vegetable.
I don't know. Yes,
koala eats bamboo.
Number 4, rutabaga. Number 3, mashed potatoes.
This bland-ass menu. Green bean casserole, rutabaga, some mashed potatoes, hold the gravy.
No, plenty of gravy on all this together. Number 2, turkey. Love a good turkey, especially if you season it. I had a turkey the other day. It wasn't very good. It wasn't very seasoned.
Who did the turkey?
You got
somebody that works here, so I'm trying to be nice.
What department?
They didn't baste it.
Marketing. Number 2, turkey. Number 1, stuffing. Stuffing's the best side.
There's no sweet potato casserole on there?
I don't like sweet potatoes.
You
I'll take green bean casserole over that.
And you said you have a good palate.
You sound like a kid who grew up in Denmark, Wisconsin. Uncultured. No experience whatsoever.
All right, Kyle, what's yours?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually curious. I'm very curious of what the Strofe household and the Wallace household differences are.
Oh, yeah, so we can go down it. So we'll start with number 5. And number 5, we're going to go with, because we just don't do regular mashed potatoes. We do cheesy mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah, true.
The what they call them? The scaling ones, the little circle ones. The big,
scaling.
Yeah, we do the
scaling ones.
Like the
scaling ones.
Yeah, we do the scaling.
Scaling
potatoes, cheesy potatoes. That'd be number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna have to go with.
Are you looking for scalloped potatoes?
Scallops.
Yeah, we're scalene. That's like the triangle.
That's a type of
Scalene
triangle.
Scallop. I don't know. I don't cook. I don't know any of that. But number 4, I'm gonna go with number 4 is my auntie's baked beans. I'm telling you, she put some bacon in that mug. She put some brown sugar, baked beans with that brown sugar. She put some syrup in that mug. Oh, and some bacon bits in that mug.
She's taking Bush's baked beans and adding sliced bacon. What a palate he has.
Brown sugar syrup is delicious.
I ain't gonna lie. This sounds kind of
Auntie, high cholesterol or good. Auntie get it. And then number 3, it's got to be the greens. Oh, it's got to be the greens. The greens is delicious.
Collard greens?
No, greens. You can call them collard greens, but I call them greens. R.I.P. to Grandma and Grandpa, because they used to make the best ones. It ain't been the same.
I'm genuinely curious. I have no idea. What's greens?
So greens are basically the collard greens are like kind of like lettuce, but not lettuce. So it's like you get a head of greens. You buy it.
Okay, like leaf greens.
Yeah, leaf greens. And what you do is you clean them, and then you put them in a pot, and you cook them, and you steam them. And then after you steam them, you add some seasoning, hook it up. You add some. You can add neck bones if you want neck bones, or you can add
neck bones.
Neck bones.
Neck bones.
Yeah, neck bone meat to put the meat inside of there. It's real good.
From all my time in the South,
sounds like a lettuce wrap.
I've had quite a bit of collard greens.
And number 2, mac and cheese. Oh, my grandma made the best mac and cheese. My auntie made the best mac and cheese.
Thanksgiving food.
Oh, mac and cheese? What? Come on now, that's disrespectful.
Benny.
That's disrespectful.
Look, everyone's Thanksgiving is everyone's Thanksgiving.
I can't believe that. You need to come to my house. And number 1, it's got to be the honey glazed ham my mama make. It is so delicious. Sure. She puts it in the oven, and then she takes the juices on the inside, because she put the juice inside it. She takes the juices, and while she cooking it, she pour it on top so it fizzle, cooking it, and then she does it again and come out. It is honey glazed and beautiful.
Kim chimes in. Once you said scalene potatoes, nothing after was believable.
I listen. I don't know. All right, the scallop. Listen. I don't know. I don't cook. All right. I show up. I bring nothing. I'm empty-handed. I show up saying, "When we gonna eat?" That's all I'll say. When we gonna eat?
Scalene potatoes.
Is it scallop?
Scallop.
The round circle one?
Yes, that's scalloped potatoes.
Mama hooked that one up too.
Scalene potatoes.
Somebody said ham hock meat. Yep. Somebody said collar slap. Yep.
All right. Well, if you're sitting there and everyone else is cooking, maybe you can put in some stuff on Thanksgiving.
Oh, you best to believe. You know what I'm doing on Thanksgiving? I'm going to watch Mama cook. I'm going to watch other people cook. But you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to make my
Do you clean?
Do you do anything more than consume?
No.
Nap?
Listen, this is... I might take a nap. Yeah, I don't. What am I supposed to do? I don't want to ruin what the meal is. I'll just show up. You don't ask somebody who can't do nothing to do something. That's just being selfish. That's weird. Oh, you're here. You might as well do something. No, just let me show up and eat. Yeah, exactly. I like to eat. I clean the table. I clean the plate. And I praise everybody for how good it is. But let me praise you for how great Underdog Fantasy is, because you know what? On Thanksgiving, you got football going on. You got all these different sports going on, and you should watch the sports while playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Yes, playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. I love absolutely playing it because it is so fun and also enhances my game watching experience. I'm biting my nails, hoping that somebody has higher than this or lower than that, higher than this or lower than that. So whether it's passing yards, touchdowns, 3-pointers, doubles, you can go higher or lower on all these different things on Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. So I want y'all to get in on the great experience that I have and make sure your holiday experience really great, because you might be able to win 1,000 times your money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And make sure you sign up using promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN when you download the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in your app store, or go to UnderdogFantasy.com and you sign up using promo code KBN. And right now, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly when you use the promo code KBN. And remember, it must be 18 plus in President's Day where Underdog operates. Terms apply. Concern your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ntpgambling.org. Holidays with Underdog, baby.
On the other side, Justin in Watertown, I see here, says Kyle's list was trash. If he holds, I'd love for him to tell Kyle why his list of Thanksgiving foods were trash. 800-990-3776. Your response is next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put two. I got it. I could not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you too, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Keep the elements out of your home with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
We had howling wind coming through. The rooms were freezing. We were very apprehensive about changing them because we were worried about losing the charm of the home. We went with Pella because we knew that they had an amazing reputation. We knew that they were going to have the windows that would look like they've been there forever, but with all the functionality that a window should have.
Order from Pella today and get no interest and no payments for 12 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30/2024.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Take the stress out of the holiday season with the Milwaukee Bucks. Get all your shopping done with Bucks deal season offers, featuring great gifts and limited time packages that even Scrooge will love. Score deals for everyone on your list, including yourself, from the Milwaukee Bucks and Pfizer Forum. 'Tis the season for cheer with your favorite deer. After all, there's no place like Pfizer Forum for the holidays. Shop the offers today at bucks.com/deal season.
It's the holiday season, my favorite time of year. Festive decorations, family gatherings, using our gift boxes. Honestly, I'm happier to see a Using Our Gift Box at my door than Santa. The Using Our Gift Box doesn't require cooking, just eating. And who's not up for that during the holidays? Make someone's day by sending them the tastiest gift in town, a box filled with Usinger's delicious sausage, cheese, and assorted goodies. Order yours today. It's easy. Just go to usinger.com and click on gifts.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The signing of Josh Jacobs continues to be a win for Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love's offense in Green Bay. And after a 3-touchdown performance against the 49ers, Love had this to say about his running back.
Just talking about Josh, the offensive end to get a running back like that who's just so explosive, and just also the leadership aspect that he brings to this team is huge. And then, they've been doing some really good things. So I'm very, very fortunate that we got them.
It'll be a quick turnaround for Green Bay this week as they take on the Dolphins in Green Bay on Thanksgiving.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Wilde Automotive Group's Black Friday sales event is back. Now through November 30th, get up to $10,000 in rebates, plus up to 10% off or 0% financing. All with Wilde's exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Our biggest savings, lowest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Now through month end at every Wilde location.
Go to EWaldeAuto.com.
On select models with approved credit, all rebates and incentives to dealer. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle Wallace and Alex Strofe have very different families, and what they eat at Thanksgiving are very, very different.
Yeah, Kyle celebrates Easter in November.
What?
Ham is your number one option? That's an Easter food.
No. Is that widely known that ham is Easter food? That's new to me.
Ham is Easter, turkey's Thanksgiving.
Again.
Wait a minute, I have ham and turkey. Y'all don't have ham on Thanksgiving and Christmas?
This is one of those.
On Christmas we have ham.
Yeah, ham's a big Christmas thing.
Yeah, it's just
it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I don't know about ham and Easter though. I don't know if that's a thing.
Justin in Watertown, 800-990-3776. You're up.
Hey, I was listening to Kyle's list, and just starting off, I was yelling in my car, talking about mac and cheese. Who eats mac and cheese on Thanksgiving?
Oh my!
And then Strofe is talking about, right before I get on, about ham. Who eats ham on Thanksgiving? It's about the turkey. It's about the stuffing and sweet potatoes. What is this trash?
Can I ask, when you eat sweet potatoes, what do you add to it? What's the ingredients you put on top of the sweet potatoes?
Like some brown sugar on top. I don't do any of the cooking. My mother-in-law does it all.
Oh, you and Kyle got that in common.
Hey, we like to eat. Well,
yeah, the first
now,
lady.
Justin, are you more of a gentleman than Kyle? Do you help at least clean up?
Oh, 100%. I'll do the dishes or I'll help set up the table or something.
Yeah, come on. You got to do something.
Community effort.
Plastic forks, plastic knives, paper plates, all going to garbage.
No.
There you go. Environment, take it.
Hey.
Dimitri and Waukesha, you're up.
Hey, guys. So Thanksgiving is a turkey day, right? Got to be turkey on Thanksgiving. Ham is for Christmas with all the red meat that goes with it. So for Christmas in my house, it's ham and ribs.
Wait, is there no ribs? Is there
ribs?
We're a beef tenderloin family on Christmas.
Not eat turkey
I like red
on
meat.
Christmas?
I like red meat on Christmas.
Turkey on Christmas?
Turkey on Christmas?
You're getting all the holidays switched up.
Do you know which holiday which?
Okay,
You're mixing them all up, Kyle.
I'm on 101.7 The Truth tomorrow, and I need to figure out if it's just two Americas that we really live in, if I'm just the only one.
Is this two Americas?
I'm going to be shocked.
It's two Americas.
It's Wallace versus the world.
No.
I
don't know. I done been to
Turkey on Christmas.
I done been to black people's house on Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Do we have somebody from The Truth on? Get him over here.
Tori can join us tomorrow.
Tori is going to join us tomorrow. Two Americas.
Should he join us today?
Tomorrow.
He's sick. Oh,
Dan Sports Show Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, and Molly and Madison. We're next on 94.5 ESPN for another hour.
Delays right now along southbound 41. Going to be pretty heavy from Appleton
Hamilton Avenue, pretty solid all the way through the Capitol Drive area. You'll be back on the brakes coming out of the Zoo interchange on the bypass all the way down towards Lincoln, and then again from south of Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. On westbound 94, we got some backups from 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side slow from 76th Street all the way through to about 35th. And then southbound 43, kind of a hefty ride from Capitol Drive, solid all the way down through the Marquette, over the high-rise bridge all the way down to the KK River. Traffic is brought to you by Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive. For a fun family activity, visit or volunteer on December 7th. For more information, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, clearing skies, cold and breezy, a low of 25. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, chilly, a high of 37. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals, never FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The time has come. Yes, the time has come to do what you need to do.
You've put it off as long as you can, but the time has come to choose a Christmas gift for the woman you love.
It needs to be something that will fit perfectly.
Something she will wear constantly.
Something she will love. Something you can buy today and take home today.
Because you ran out of time. Christmas is upon us.
It's time for you to buy a fabulous pair of diamond stud earrings. A fabulous pair.
Kessler's has natural diamonds created in the heart of the earth.
And newborn diamonds created in the heart of a star. And when you buy from Kessler's, you can always trade your Kessler's natural diamond studs in for a larger pair.
We have diamond studs for a few $100s.
And diamond studs for several $1,000s.
2-carat total weight natural diamond studs are just $5,998.
She's going to be extremely happy when she sees what you bought for her.
And that's a good thing.
A very, very good thing. Find the Kessler's nearest you at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
The Green Bay Packers did win 38-10. It is a Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. Brought to you by Palermo's Pizza. Hit the record scratch. Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's Connie's Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. The one time that I would have loved a Victory Monday from our delusional fans of the South to help the green and gold, the Vikings lose. That'd been great. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. They still couldn't do with a miracle. All right, so Kyle's got a championship formula for the Green Bay Packers, but we have to solve two America's first. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. Someone was baffled by the mac and cheese that Kyle's having at his family's Thanksgiving.
Can't believe that.
Then Strofe's talking about some root vegetable.
Rutabaga.
How do you spell rutabaga? It's like
not
a car.
that being your top 5 was crazy. Now
It's delicious.
Now it's got me thinking as I see Derek and Madison is talking about Christmas. Like,
yeah, the rutabaga is a car.
Kyle's doing turkey on Christmas. I'll do beef tenderloin. What do you do Christmas?
Ham.
Bradley?
Yeah, primarily ham and potentially steaks.
Yeah,
some
potentially
sort of,
steak.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
prime rib, maybe.
there's no universal
We've done prime rib
Christmas
in the
meal.
past. Yeah.
All right.
Look at y'all.
Only the
I
best.
guess we're the basic ones on Christmas.
Brad probably does caviar on every holiday. So.
Yeah, it's whatever they want to serve me.
So first, Derek and Madison, then we'll get to the rest of them. 800-990-ESPN. You're up, Derek.
Man, I think y'all kind of selfish, man. You got to understand you're host and you're entertaining. So you got to set a vibe. So I understand the turkey, but you have to give other options. You know, like some years we do Cornish hens. Some years we do brisket. Some people in our family are vegetarian, so you got to do the veggie turkey. You know, you got to.
Can you invite me over, Derek? You sound like you cater to everybody. This is great.
How is a turkey vegetarian?
Well, that's what it's about. It's about the family, and everyone's picky nowadays. So you got to be more malleable, guys. Y'all just going for the same old thing. That's disappointing. No salmon. Switch it up.
Salmon?
That's a modern man right
Salmon.
there.
Salmon.
No,
Salmon.
I will say that I think that happened one time. I don't know who brought the salmon one time, but
Somebody
I said,
bringing salmon to Thanksgiving? Get that.
Shout out to
No,
Uncle Will. Uncle Will bought the salmon one time.
Thanksgiving has to be land animals. That's where I draw the line. It's got to be land animals.
What a wild rule.
I mean, I just
land
can't
animals
do it.
only. We're
land
eating
animals
meat.
only. I mean,
just some good grass.
I appreciate the variety, but what are we bringing sushi next? Come on, this is Thanksgiving.
I ain't gonna go that far.
TC, our guy, executive producer of the Thanalysis Show, help us with Two Americas.
I've never loved this show more. Kyle is 100% correct about everything.
Oh no, he dropped out.
And we don't have mac and cheese, and we have rutabaga and casserole. You would know if the person came from a white household or a black and brown household. It's pretty simple. Thanksgiving is rooted in Two Americas, and clearly we haven't come that far, guys.
Well, I have an idea, but they won't do it with me. I wanted to have us all over for a Two Americas Thanksgiving.
Y'all will walk away extremely, extremely happy. Say, I want to go.
But
to the
you
Walls
would
household.
too. This is how we come together.
I mean, y'all do got some meats. The rutabaga, I don't know. And
trust me, I ain't doing the rutabaga thing.
Guys,
and I want green.
You got to try it before you knock it.
How do you spell it? I'm telling you, it's a vehicle.
It
is a rutabaga. Is an old car.
RUTABAGA.
That's a damn car.
Well, maybe I spelled it wrong.
Just write vegetable next to it. It'll pop up.
This could be another poll. We could put out there whose Thanksgiving tastes better, Kyle's or Stroh's.
No, we definitely ain't putting that poll out there.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Kyle's sounds pretty delicious.
Yeah. Make
mac
sure you
and cheese.
add
baked
the
beans.
dressing in there
mac
too.
and cheese, baked beans. I love all those
dressing, green.
Jason in
a lot of vegetables
Sheboygan,
in your
800-990-3776. What are your credentials for the conversation?
Hey guys, love listening to you. Listen to you every day. So I'm a white male, and I grew up in a black foster home, so I have a perspective on both sides.
I want to hear about your palate.
Yes.
Yeah, so the sweet potatoes are definitely on the one of the Americas, and it's usually topped with some marshmallows.
Ooh, that's how Lexi makes
Brad
it.
said that.
My wife Lexi makes it.
So
sweet
the
potato.
white side of the fence.
Yeah.
It's called yams, right? It was called yams growing up for you.
You can call them candy yams, sweet potatoes. Either way, I mean, and then definitely mac and cheese for sure on the other side. And it's not regular cheese. It's not regular toppings. It's definitely got all the extras, and it's got
Kyle's
a crisp
clapping
to it,
for the audience who can't see.
Definitely the neck bones and the collard greens.
My boy.
Let me see what else.
All right, let's just cut to the chase. Would you like Brad's
cranberry sauce
Thanksgiving
is
or Kyle's Thanksgiving better?
Based on food.
I got love for both sides. I got love for both sides.
This is how we come together.
man
See,
right
we
there.
need to do the KBN Two Americas
He's a worldly
Thanksgiving.
man.
Good call by Jason.
Good call.
This is context.
I love it. The validation. I knew I wasn't crazy. I said,
He
y'all
goes
eat
the
mac and
sweet
cheese.
potatoes with the marshmallows. Brad goes, that's what Lexi does.
I was literally describing Lexi's famous Thanksgiving dish.
Can we
It
just
is sweet
acknowledge-
potatoes with marshmallows on
He
top.
did say that.
Unbelievable.
Have you had this, Ben?
Had what?
Candy yams?
Yams.
No, I have not.
So what's the difference between yams and sweet potato?
So usually with yams, what they do, it varies. I don't know how each household is, but the yams I grew up with, is they're a little bit more mushed together. There's not like the big pieces. And when you take it a spoonful, oh my gosh, it's delicious. Have you had it before?
I have, yeah.
Is a yam
And
and
I
a sweet
like
potato
yams.
the same thing?
Same idea, but no, they are not the
Can I
same.
tell you, since we're on food and traditions and holidays, can I tell you one that I did start with my fiance 2 years ago?
Okay.
Christmas Eve. So the
Festivus?
23rd.
The day before the day before.
Yes. That morning, which unfortunately I think that's not going to work. It's a Monday. And we got to go to work.
Work.
Took too many Fridays off this summer. It's coming back to bite me, boys.
Well, the Packers play that day, so it's good you're working.
It is actually. Oh, good to hear. We do French toast, but the French toast is with all this cinnamon sugar, and it's the Hawaiian bread.
Ooh, oh, yeah.
Hawaiian bread French toast
dinner?
is morning, breakfast. And you get so full, you take the longest nap in the world in the food coma. That's just a suggestion
strategy. It's a good strategy.
Happy Festivus to all. Do you guys also do a airing of grievances over the French toast?
No, there's nothing to be mad about with that French toast right there. Ain't nothing to be mad about. Okay. John in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. You're up.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. Victory Monday and everything, huh?
Yes, sir. 38-10. Don't forget.
Hey, I got to say this. In Kyle's defense, anybody who's knocking the mac and cheese for Thanksgiving never been to the South for a holiday, all right? Because that's like a staple down there.
Let them know.
All right? I mean, I grew up in the South. That's a staple. The collards, staples. All right? It's just northern food, man. That's the difference.
Northern versus southern food.
You ever had cabbage before?
Now we're north versus south again. Damn it.
Oh, John already left.
And so I'm a white guy that has lived in the South for 10 years. So that's why actually when you said mac and cheese and collard greens, I've had both those on Thanksgiving. And the team Thanksgivings, now those are fun experiences.
Was it good?
Oh, it was
like,
good.
Did you call Alexis?
Because everyone's bringing their own stuff. Because
that's what I was going to say. It's not like when you say team Thanksgivings, when you played for the Panthers or the Jaguars, Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, our NFL alum here, UKB Nation at 800-990-3776, talking all things traditions and foods here, I guess. Would you guys each bring in a dish, or would the team put it on?
So the team would put one on. That would usually be like your Thanksgiving. It's okay. Normal week. Let's say you play on Sunday, right? Thursday morning will be super quick meetings, super quick practice. They'll probably give you like a quick lunch, but you're out of there by like noon, right? Very different from normal Thursdays. Setting up, you can go to a teammate's house for Thursday night for like a proper Thanksgiving. So I went to a variety of teammates' houses, usually bigger get-togethers, and everyone's bringing their own dishes. And it is just a melting pot of different like traditions and dishes and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I would walk away so full, so satisfied, and so educated on what everyone else brought. So that's
what did Cam bring? Cam Newton.
He wasn't invited to the party with Cam.
There was a plenty variety of teammates at these, but I can say I was never at one with Cam.
Steve Smith wasn't invited.
I was at one with Cam. I was at one with Steve.
Look at Brad. I was at one with Steve Smith.
I was at one with Steve. I don't remember what he brought.
That was after your rookie year, though.
It was after my rookie year.
After he told you to sit down, shut up, don't pee, and don't talk to me.
It was an important moment for us.
Diana McGuanago, 800-990-3776. You're up.
So I'd have to go with Kyle. The only thing that I can't do is those neck bones and greens, Kyle.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like the neck bone in it either.
Oh, Ben, I'm really interested in your French toast. So what do you do? Just put cinnamon and stuff in with the eggs and mix it together, and then put it over the Hawaiian bread?
The Hawaiian roll, yeah. I mean, this is a fiance thing. That's her thing. I do a lot of cooking, but she takes over for the Eve Hawaiian roll French toast. I don't know how she does it. Lots of butter, lots of cinnamon, lots of sugar. You're gonna be golden.
I'm gonna ask baby girl what she gonna do.
There you go.
You want that ring? What you gonna do, baby? What you gonna do for it?
Wow. Another opportunity for you to be served, Kyle.
Nah, I'm just she gonna get it.
But you serve the people by telling them about all your great partners, Kyle.
Oh, I do. I told y'all about Underdog, but now I want to tell you about Universal Windows Direct. Yes, Universal Windows Direct are the go-to for Windows for you. And here's the thing. I know if you right now are walking around your house and you say, it's a little cold, and you touch a window, you say, ooh, that's a little cold. I want you to solve the problem. You can solve that problem right now by contacting my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Give them a call today at 414-410-2000. That's 414-410-2000. And what they can do is a lot of different things. So I want you to listen up. First thing they can do is they can make your home more energy efficient. You love that. You can save up to 40% of your heating bills. You don't want to have to you want that heat overworking. You want to make sure you keep all that warm air inside. You want to help your pockets each month. Now, on top of that, what else you can do is right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. You already know there's no limit. If you buy 20 windows, you can get 20 windows, and they will take great care of you.
you. And then the most important thing, y'all, is interest rates are high, but they're not high with Universal Windows Direct. You want to know why? Because you get 0% financing. Yes, capital Z, capital E, capital R, capital O. 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 whole years of interest-free financing with Universal Windows Direct. Call them today for a free in-home estimate at 414-410-2000. Yes, that's 414-410-2000 for Universal Windows Direct. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Dan in Maguanago, 800-990-3776. What's your creative way to do Thanksgiving?
The day I found out that I mixed the corn with the mashed potatoes, it was a whole new ball game.
I can
every
feel
year
that.
now.
Wait, Dan.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Wait, all you guys just discovered this?
I've always kept my food very separate from one another. I'm a big, each food has its area on the plate.
Oh, you've never mixed your food together?
Dan, how old are you?
No.
I'm 32.
All right.
No, let me tell you something, Dan. I grew up, my grandpa, what he used to do is take leftovers, and he just put it all together. Delicious. So what I do now is I take the leftovers I have from Thanksgiving or Christmas, I put it in a pan, right? Like a pan that you can put into an air fryer or oven.
Wait, you take a pan to the place you're going to put your to-go food?
Like a tinfoil one
it's leftover food. So whatever food left over. You put the food, so you put the mashed potatoes, you put the greens, you put the ham, you put the turkey, you put whatever inside that pan, you put it in the oven, let it all cook together so all the juices mix. Oh my gosh. The food the next day tastes better.
We can all agree on that. That's the great take by Kyle. Sometimes I'll mix it all together, put it on bread.
Oh, you talking next day?
Yeah, next day. So like turkey,
like a Thanksgiving sandwich,
gravy. Yeah, like a Thanksgiving sandwich.
We're all being honest and truthful here. You ain't eating no bread. Look at you. You know you ain't eating no carbs.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Delays right now along southbound 41. Going to be pretty heavy from Appleton Avenue, pretty solid all the way through the Capitol Drive area. You'll be back on the brakes coming out of the Zoo interchange on the bypass all the way down towards Lincoln. And then again from south of Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. On westbound 94, we've got some backups from 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side slow from 76th Street all the way through to about 35th. And then southbound 43, kind of a hefty ride from Capitol Drive, solid all the way down through the Marquette, over the high-rise bridge all the way down to the KK River. Traffic is brought to you by Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive. For a fun family activity, visit or volunteer on December 7th. For more information, visit kidstokidstoydrive.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, clearing skies, cold and breezy, a low of 25. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, chilly, a high of 37. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom Solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Romeo. This 3-syllable, you have to take the O out of the equation. That's too easy.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Iota, right? Not one iota. Iota.
Yeah, that's only 4 letters.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
Let's pretend you're a first-time listener to Wilde and Tausch. What the hell is this? They're discussing syllables.
On 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Get ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the 300K season finale giveaway at Potawatomi. Friday, December 20th, watch your entries from Bird Bash, Cash Clash, and Winter Stash. All pile into one massive drawing for a chance at up to 50 grand cash. Be there to win your share. December 20th, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/finale. Must be 21 years old to play.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
Confidence and strength begin with how you feel. At Quintessa Aesthetic Center, it is not about just looking good. It's about results that last and empower you. With 5 convenient locations in Delafield, Mequon, Brookfield, Middleton, and Sheboygan, their team of world-class plastic surgeons, skilled clinicians, and expert estheticians are here to help you take control. Whether it's advanced skincare, anti-aging treatments, body contouring, or muscle strengthening, Quintessa has everything you need to sharpen your image and boost your confidence. Take the first step towards a stronger, more confident you. Visit myquintessa.com today.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat, you name beans, greens, potatoes.
There's no wrong answer to what you eat on Thanksgiving. You do what you know. I mean, I'm jealous of Brad playing in Carolina and Jacksonville, getting a taste of some diversity of foods.
Oh, it was
because
wonderful.
I'm not going to lie, I've been eating the same Thanksgiving for all 33 years of my life.
My eyes and my taste buds.
But here's
wide
the
open.
real question. Did you take any of those and insert them into your traditions?
We haven't really had the
So that's a no.
opportunity to establish those. 'Cause
You
we
have
go-
about 8 Thanksgivings.
Yeah, but those are like Titanics that you're trying to turn. That's a bad example. Those are like battleships you're trying to turn. Those are so ingrained.
Can't turn that thing at all.
Those are so ingrained in their traditions. It's hard to disrupt that. But maybe we need to. Maybe we need to take a page out of our experience and say, hey, why don't you give this a try?
We will get to Kyle Wallace's championship formula for the Green Bay Packers unless Matt, who's worked in grocery retail, derails us even further. Matt, you're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Great. How are you?
Good.
Good. So I worked inside a grocery store for a long time. I currently work for a company who makes ham right now, though. So I have a pretty unique perspective on this. Up here, turkey is the number one thing. The amount of turkeys every grocery store sells is insane. It's pallets of turkeys. So I've heard
gross.
the ham thing, but it's not very common for Thanksgiving.
Give us a percentage
It
of
is-
sales of turkey to ham. Like, you think 90% do turkey?
Ben, it's not even close. I mean, it's not even close. We're talking pallets and pallets and pallets of turkeys just in one grocery store. So to multiply that out by every store, I couldn't even tell you.
What about green
It
beans
is more
versus
common
collard
for
greens?
Christmas. So the sides up here, yams or sweet potatoes, like you guys talked about, they sell for Thanksgiving. Unlike any other time of the year, they don't sell, but for Thanksgiving, it's huge. Green bean casserole is big, and I know that because of the French fried onions that you put on top of the green bean casserole. Those sell extremely well for Thanksgiving.
Didn't hit with me.
Sorry, not potatoes. Pumpkin. So obviously, like canned pumpkin and stuff like that for your dessert. Obviously, skyrockets for
When you say
the
up there, what are you talking about? How north are we talking? Because the north to me is, going to Sheboygan. So what's north to you?
No, Kyle, like the Milwaukee area.
Oh,
So
okay.
When I say up here, I know you guys were talking south versus north. I just meant that I'm local and I've worked in local grocery stores. So when I say up here, I just meant like, in the Wisconsin area.
Okay. Appreciate the call, Matt, and the breakdown.
Collards, yeah, no.
Sorry, just got to get to Kyle's championship formula.
Yeah, you cut them off there in the middle of collard greens. I was like, huh?
Well, that's when I was like, nobody eats those.
Nobody eats those, but something that we need to be eating and the Packers need to eat. They need to eat up this Packers championship formula that I have for the Green Bay Packers. No.
This is the correct music.
This is not a conspiracy or anything like that, but fellas, guess what? I have the Packers championship formula. I've watched this Green Bay Packers team for 11 weeks.
This is the definition of a conspiracy.
No, this isn't a conspiracy. This is exactly what the championship formula is.
So hold on, before we get to it, I just want to confirm. You have the championship formula, but Matt LaFleur does not.
I would hope he does, and if he doesn't, he needs to listen up. But I'm telling you, this is what it will take.
One more time out.
Yeah.
Last week, coming off the bye, they barely beat the Bears 20-19 with a block field goal, and now they beat the Niners. And now all of a sudden,
formula's figured out. 28
got the formula.
The formula's figured out. I think right now we made it through over half the football season. I think right now we should know exactly what the formula of success for this Green Bay Packers team is if they want to win the championship. So first thing I'm going to talk about, we're going to focus on the potions that you need, because you need to have some type of potion when you put it, you mix it in different things in the beaks.
Conspiracy theory.
No,
this
it's not.
is perfect
No,
music.
you get the little beaks that you have in science class. Beakers. Thank you so much. That's why I didn't do well in science. The beakers, not the beaks, the beakers. Probably why I did well in science. But the first potion you need to do is you need to hit up your boy Jordan Love. You need to feed him that Aaron Rodgers potion. Now, you might say, wait a minute, Aaron Rodgers? I'm going to say, wait, just hear me out. You need to have what Aaron Rodgers was drinking after Aaron Rodgers had to watch for 3 seasons of what Brett Favre was doing with the football. Being reckless, throwing left, throwing right, closing his eyes, throwing the ball, throwing those interceptions, because he needs to have that same potion of protecting the football and not being reckless. So if Jordan Love eliminates the bad decision makings and interceptions, bada boom, bada bang, you're one step closer to being a Super Bowl team. The next little potion you need to have.
So the first one is to eliminate interceptions.
Jordan Love, poor decision making throwing the football.
We haven't talked about that at all, have we?
I want to finalize all this. I'm just letting you know this is what it is.
I just want to see.
This is
one part better decision making.
Well, there you go. And the next thing is this. The next potion is feed him a little of that anti-Butterfinger potion that Devontae Adams had over a decade ago. Remember when Devontae Adams first became a Green Bay Packer?
Nobody wanted him.
He was what? He was slippery and sliding and dropping the football all the dang time. But then he took some type of potion and he started catching footballs. The Green Bay Packers have dropped over 25 passes this year, and you saw Christian Watson drop a huge touchdown. I'm not mad about it. Be better, Christian, because you catch that ball. You know what you do? You put the dagger in. You end that football game right there at halftime where you're up 24-7 going into half. So the Green Bay Packers must drink the potion of anti-Butterfinger potion in order for them to make sure that they are a Super Bowl contending team. And then the next thing is this. The guy we talked about, we saw it. If you guys watched that game yesterday, we should know one thing, is that we need Jordan Love to play well, but this game, this football team, you win when you run the football, Ben. You talked about how you solved the red zone woes. You give the ball to Josh Jacobs, and yesterday we saw 3 touchdowns inside the red zone from Josh Jacobs, so keep feeding him the ball, and the Packers will be going to the Super Bowl. And the other thing that you got to figure out is this.
What potion is that, though?
Oh, that's called the just give it to Josh Jacobs, the anti-Aaron Jones. You didn't feed Aaron Jones the ball more than 25 touches at all in his career as a Green Bay Packer. Meanwhile, Mr. Jacobs, he got 26 carries just yesterday, and this is not the first time he had over 25 carries in the game. And lastly, KBN Nation, the big thing we need to understand is you need to understand for this team to be a championship team, do not depend on the defense. Defense does not win championships in Green Bay. That ain't it. So if y'all thinking that's going to win championships, you might as well be a loser. Defense ain't winning championships in Green Bay because you ain't going to be able to rely on your defense to stop the run when you need it. You may not be able to rely on your defense to get off the field when you need it. But one thing you can rely on this defense for is what? Forcing turnovers. They're top 3 in turnovers forced this year. I think they have 22 overall for this season, which puts them at number 3 overall. What we know is this. If they can execute on offense, catch the football offense, stop making poor decision making with with Jordan Love throwing the football, and hand off the ball to Josh Jacobs, and take advantage of when your defense turns the ball over like you did yesterday, that is the winning formula for this team. So we worried about the pass rush. Don't worry about it. It ain't coming. Pass rush ain't coming. If you worried about this team not getting off the field on third down, don't worry about it's not coming. Just as long as they force turnovers and the offense executes and they turn those turnovers into points, the Green Bay Packers will be a Super Bowl champion, fellas.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the formula.
There's one ingredient to the formula that I want to go into.
Is it the last one?
Yeah.
It's stupid.
The problem is, Kyle, anytime the Packers have won a Super Bowl, they had top defenses in the NFL.
Ain't the case
so to just toss that out and say, oh,
Rely on turnovers.
Yeah, how often?
I can't agree with that ingredient.
The Green Bay Packers don't lead the league in turnovers that often. I'm telling you this right now. The Green Bay Packers are up there. They force turnovers, and if they can turn those turnovers into points, that is how they win football games. Last week, they didn't force a turnover against the Chicago Bears, so they did not earn any extra possessions. They didn't steal any possessions, which allowed for the Chicago Bears to drive the ball downfield, pick up first downs.
Which is why you
and
can't
also have
rely on turnovers.
But that's the whole point, is that you got to stick to your identity. Jason Wilde talked about it. When this football team doesn't have turnovers, they have closer games. When you have turnovers, it gives you a chance to get a bigger cushion and win football games. So overall, for this team to be successful, it needs to be on the shoulders of Jordan Love, the legs of Josh Jacobs, and forcing turnovers. I'm not going to sit here and cry about not getting any pass rush, because that ain't going to happen, fellas. It's not. We just need that defense to consistently force 2 turnovers a game, which steals
That's
possessions.
hard to do.
They've been doing it.
So you're saying opportunistic. They need to be an opportunistic defense.
You're the math guy. What's 22 divided by 11?
2.
Okay. Rest my case.
Yeah, but they're on
Rest my damn case.
an epic pace, though, right? Because McKinney's got 7. He's leading the NFL. Tired of leading the NFL.
I'm just telling you this right
now. Can
The-
you rely on that when you face good quarterbacks in the playoffs?
We're going to have to find out. This is what they need to do, because when you face good quarterbacks in the playoffs, I don't think the Green Bay Packers are going to truly be able to slow them down. But if they can find a way to punch the ball out, if they can find a way to get a strip sack, if they can find a way to, quarterbacks make bad passes. You saw that yesterday with Brandon Allen. We've seen it with Jordan Love. Sometimes they make good decisions, but sometimes the ball gets tipped or goes in a different direction. The Packers have to capitalize on that. That's what's happened right now with Xavier McKinney. Some of these interceptions have just been him being in the right place at the right time, and he's capitalized on it. If the Green Bay Packers defense is able to do that, the Green Bay Packers can and will go to the Super Bowl. It all starts not with the defense stopping the run, not with them getting the pass rush, with them forcing
forget
turnovers.
the pass rush, forget stopping the run, just force turnovers.
That's what it comes down to. If they can force turnovers.
It's not a sustainable way to win a Super Bowl.
All right, you
it's not.
You can say it all you want.
Last year in the Super Bowl, the defenses were stout and there wasn't a lot of turnovers.
That's last year.
It's most years that good defenses play in the Super Bowl.
All right, well, y'all say what y'all want to say, but at the end of the day, force turnovers to pass.
This is your formula. But I tell you what, I had some opportunity to be up in Green Bay at our great houses, the Tundra Trio, and I was with Matt from the Milwaukee and Waukesha locations of Sit Mean Sit. He went into the game. I said, hey, Matt, dog of the game on the Green Bay Game Day post-game show. That's our bread and butter. That's your idea. That's your segment where we talk about the dog of the game. I said, who's going to be the dog of the game? Looks at me, guys. What does he say?
Josh Jacobs.
You bet your ass he did. Mm-hmm. Matt said Josh Jacobs. And you know what? He better have been the dog of the game last night. And if your dogs don't listen to you, ask yourself, why don't they listen to me? Look no further than Sit Mean Sit. Contact Matt, who is a great prognosticator of the Green Bay Packers, apparently. And you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. So contact Sit Mean Sit in Milwaukee or Waukesha to schedule that free consultation. That's sitmeansit.com. Check out the Milwaukee or Waukesha locations. Jesse Nelson on Wilde and Tausch said something foolish. Can't wait to talk about that. He's an idiot, but I love him.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, delays along eastbound 94, pretty much starting from Highway 164 all the way to about Springdale Road. And then you're back on the brakes right through the stadium interchange, starting at about Hawley Road all the way through to 35th. The westbound side slow from 27th Street to about Hawley Road as well. Highway 175, right about at Wells, we've got a crash off on the right shoulder. Otherwise, southbound 43, a very hefty ride, slow from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge, back on the brakes all the way down to the KK River. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, clearing skies, cold and breezy, a low of 25. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and chilly, a high of 37. Weather is brought to you by the Corners of Brookfield. Help the big guy out this holiday season. Drop off your little one's letters in a special North Pole mailbox in the Market Square through December 22nd. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Bulaga on 94.5 ESPN.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Steinhaffel's biggest Black Friday sale ever is happening now. Take $100 off every $14.99. Plus, get a $100 MasterCard for every $14.99 you spend. Or choose Steinhaffel's 0% 60-month financing. Save big on all the best mattress brands and find amazing Black Friday doorbusters like a recliner just $199. Sofas starting at only $299. Shop in-store and online at steinhaffels.com. Steinhaffel's Black Friday sale. 1 week only.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Peter Burns.
When you look at Indiana, when they're getting blown out, like if you almost look at a vibe check, like if there was a vibe check of Hoosiers fans, and you're going to say right from the jump, the vibes are spectacular. 7-0, you're leading in Columbus, and then you stop on a 4th and goal, and you're like, oh my gosh, we got it. Then by the end of the game, you're talking about we've got like 85 yards of total offense. We're getting blown out. So the vibes are historically low because you're like, man, we might be all the way knocked out. Then you get a last-second kind of backdoor touchdown score late into that game to kind of make it look somewhat more respectful than you thought the game was. And you're like, okay, the vibes are a little bit better. Then you see Ole Miss go down. Then you see Alabama go down. Then you see A&M go down. Then you see Colorado and all these other teams go down. And you're like, actually, it was a pretty good day. We got crushed, and yet it was a pretty good day.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STREAK to 321-321. That's STREAK to 321-321.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Alex Stroh, I'm going to give you the option here. Either becoming relevant with Alex Stroh, or we listen to audio from Jesse Nelson this morning on Wilde and Tausch.
I think let's put everybody through what we had to go through. Let's listen to Jesse Nelson.
All right, Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. Earlier this morning on Wilde and Tausch, Jesse Nelson had this to say about Christian Watson.
I think my stance still stands that I don't think he's super valuable to the Packers offense and what they do long term. Like, I think you have plenty of other guys that they've been able to insert when he's been injured, and the offense in many cases looks better without him.
That was Jesse Nelson this morning on Wilde and Tausch.
Southbound on 43.
And that is Debbie Lazinga a little early on traffic.
Oh, wow. Must be important.
Southbound 43. Be aware out there. You might be sitting in it right now.
It's an old update. Ignore it.
We'll get you the new one soon. All right. Got a lot of issues with this. First and foremost, cherry picking a day in which he dropped a touchdown pass and not remembering the impact he had last week when nobody else was able to really step up to the plate. Christian Watson made that diving catch and got out in space to help propel the Packers getting up late in that game. Yes, Christian Watson may not be the most targeted, consistent wide receiver on this team, but Tay Wicks hasn't done anything this year, and he was the guy that was talking about out of camp. It was Romeo Doubs and Tay Wicks. Romeo Doubs and Tay Wicks were the guys that were merging in camp. And although Christian Watson, sometimes you don't want to just be like, oh, we have a deep threat guy. Brad, Talk to the nerd who produces Wilde and Tausch about the value of Christian Watson.
Yeah, I mean, the only major criticism I can have of Christian Watson is health, which is outside of his control. But there's no doubt when he's in the lineup, this Packer offense is better. When I was talking to cornerbacks, when I venture my way to that area of the locker room and say, hey, cornerbacks, what kind of wide receivers?
What do you guys eat for Thanksgiving?
What are we eating for Thanksgiving? Whenever I hear them talk about receivers that they hate facing, there's two that always come up, two styles that always come up. One is a speedster that takes the top off a defense that you can't run with, that if they get a step on you, you will get beat. That is the Christian Watsons of the world. Tyreek Hill, kind of, but like that type of top-end speed. Randy Moss type of go downfield, take the top off, and if you get one step lost, you're beat. They hate facing that. And that's the guys that are elite route runners. Guys that just like Devontae Adams, just elite route runners. And no matter what you do, you can't stop them because they're going to shake you. But what he does to the offense, to spread it out, take the top off, there is always a big play ready to happen when you have Christian Watson in the lineup. And when he's healthy, you see that. I even look last year to when Jordan Love really turned it on. It was that Pittsburgh Charger Detroit line on Thanksgiving, Kansas City Chiefs game. Those are the best games of Christian Watson's seasons. Big play after big play, having lots of targets, receptions, and touchdowns.
After having a horrible connection with Jordan Love early in that year.
That's correct. So what Christian Watson does is, I'm not sure I would go vital, but it's important to this offense. I'll tell you this much. If the Packers don't extend him, they need to find somebody like him immediately cheaper, because what he does for the offense is so important, and you always have that big play down the field threat. And when him and Love get going, whoa, boy. Almost anything can happen.
Ryan from McGuanago, one of Jesse Nelson's haters that are from his hometown, or I guess Jesse's Muskego. I just know McGuanago hates Jesse.
Wait a minute. Jesse's not from Wisconsin, I thought.
No, Jesse's from Wisconsin.
Jesse's definitely from Wisconsin.
He went to school at Bradley,
which is Illinois. Oh, but he's from
Send that audio of Jesse Nelson to the Watsons family. Then Kyle and Jesse can be long-lost siblings.
Listen, me and the Watson family, we on good terms right now. We good. And I actually like Christian Watson. And overall, Christian Watson was held with 0 catches yesterday. He did get the ball on, I want to say, a reverse type thing. But Packers won without him catching the ball. So you would think that means they don't need him. I think Brad was absolutely right. That is not correct. The threat of him being able to run past defenders, opening up things underneath for a lot of guys, I believe really helps this overall offense. I, for one, before the season, had Christian Watson off my list of guys that I wanted to sign. It was actually Romeo Doubs, who I thought the Packers should focus on signing. I have changed my tune. I'm a big believer in buying low. And I think the stock for Christian Watson right now is pretty low, but he's showing glimpses of there being something in there. The biggest thing that he has changed this year is his availability and his dependability. He's been able to be healthy for the majority of this football season.
He's also had a great mentality for this team.
He's been extremely positive,
team
right?
Guy.
And so overall, I think it is now time for the rest of the season. I think that Christian Watson can be that guy that can be a great impact. Last week against the Bears, he showed you exactly what he can do when he is locked in and when he is focused. If he can be a more consistent route runner, consistent catcher, pass catcher, I think he can be the guy. But overall, I want to see Matt LaFleur actually utilize him to get him the ball more like we get Jaden Reed the ball. We need to get Christian Watson the ball because I think this is a guy that we can buy low when it comes up to his contract coming up here where they can give him a new deal this offseason. You can buy him low and watch him outplay that deal. But I'm a big believer in Christian Watson now.
Well, you know I've been talking to you about Potawatomi Casino Hotel and their brand new sports book. It is one of a kind. Dozens of self-service kiosks, seating for over 200, and the restaurant dubbed The Kitchen, which we all have talked about. It's amazing. They have a full bar, a VIP deck, and a broadcast booth that we love going to. And the most impressive thing, that if you haven't been, you have to feel and experience that 2,000 square foot video wall. And they give you every option to enjoy sports betting if you like that responsibly. You can go to the 20-minute reserve parking structure, place a bet. You can also use your rewards card at most of their self-service kiosks. So bet above the rest, build your bets at paysbig.com/sportsbook and get on your way to a fantastic experience of enjoying all the sports going on right now at Potawatomi Casino Hotel and their brand new sportsbook. Do want to get right away, as soon as possible, to Brian Bulaga, who will be joining Homer on the Homer Hour from 5 to 6. Brian Bulaga, former Packer, joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell? Stroh feeds you something in your ear and you Ron Burgundy verbatim what he says? I set you up for something, you jerk.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
This offense, Matt LaFleur's side of the ball, dragged this whole team through where they are right now.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
The defense got hot at the right time. That might be what we're seeing here with the Packers defense as well.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this fall? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Basketball fans, watch DME Academy on the campus of St. John's Academy in Delafield this weekend in the Battle of the Border. 4 great teams, 2 from Canada. See high-flying Wisconsin recruit Latravian Fenderson, DePaul recruit Cruz McClure, and 6'11 center Big Sheffy. 7 p.m. Friday and 2 p.m. Saturday with preliminary games before each. Youth coaches, bring your team to see elite DME high school basketball at St. John's in Delafield this Friday and Saturday. Free admission.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers avenged their playoff loss earlier this year, throttling the San Francisco 49ers 38-10 at Lambeau Field. Josh Jacobs scored 3 times on 3 runs of 1 yard, rushed for 106 yards on 26 carries, and recorded the most missed tackles forced by any ball carrier this season with 15. Head coach Matt LaFleur and his star running back.
The guy is an animal. He is a dog competitor, and, I think he definitely relishes those opportunities.
The 8-3 Packers, working on a short week, host the Miami Dolphins Thursday night. Kickoff is at 7:20.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette Recap, I'm Ashton Rotman. A career-high game for David Joplin in the Bahamas.
Marquette is up 4. Joplin 15 feet away. Fadeaway jumper is sweet. David Joplin nails another one. Fans left now in the corner. Joplin open 3.
Holla at you, boy.
For the 4th time. You getting tired of saying it?
No, sir. Jobs 29 points leading the way for Marquette as they win 80-69 over Georgia. Their record moves to 6-0 on the season.
Ready for a game changer? Now's the time to take your shot with Quartz, your local provider-owned and affordable health insurance. You can choose from a range of benefits to best support you and your family. Quartz is a proud partner of Aurora Healthcare, so you get to stay in the network you love. Visit quartzbenefits.com or call Saganiac Planning 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. Quartz branded health plans are offered by Quartz Health Benefit Plans Corporation, Quartz Health Plan Corporation, and Quartz Health Insurance Corporation, which are separate legal entities.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is
joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is Brian Bulaga. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. As always, if you have questions for Brian, 800-990-3776. Watson has at least one corner and eyeballs of a safety on him every single play. That's in reference to Jesse Nelson saying that he's not of value. It's from Dave from Aaron. But we welcome in Brian Bulaga. Brian, how are you?
Good, guys. How we doing?
Good. Doing good. Look, 38-10, we talk about it. It's not easy to beat a team by double digits. Tom Brady gave a feel. You know what? Do you have that, Strofe? Because if not, I can summarize, but I know you have it. I'd like for Brian to react to Tom Brady and what he had said when the game was out of hand.
They felt like there was more there, more on the bone, and you talked about how to get to the next level. What have you seen today to give you evidence that they can get to that Super Bowl type level team?
Well, to me, I don't think today is the best indicator of what this team can become. I still think that the ball's been too much of at risk from my perspective, from the offensive standpoint. Too many balls that the Niners defense is touching. They got to clean that up. This is a team that's 7-3, about to go 8-3. Can they really be a factor? What do they need to do? They're going to need some guys to step up on defense, whether that's Rashawn Gary, whether that's Kenny Clark, to be more impactful in the pass rush.
He basically calls out Jordan Love without calling him by name. Do you think his stance is fair?
I mean, I think, I'm not sure he's being too negative on Jordan Love. I don't think he's being overly down on him. I think when we watch that game, and I watched it back today, I think there's moments in that game where I think Jordan got away with a couple throws. I think we can all admit there were a couple that could have been picked and could have been, maybe wouldn't have changed the game because the team was, we were in control of that. I felt very confident in that football game and how the team was playing, but you throw a couple picks and maybe things change, maybe they don't. I don't know. But I don't think Tom's being down on him. I just think that if you want to make a deep run into the playoffs, right? And you want to get to that NFC championship game, the quarterback position needs to be the position that kind of makes it go, right? It needs to be a position that is playing at the highest level. And is it the case right now? I don't know. I guess we could talk about it and see, is he playing at the best level that he can play at? I think he would probably say not. And we saw what he did last year. And is it at the same level this year? Not yet, but it could be. He could get there, but it's just not there yet. And I think that's kind of what Tom's getting at, that he needs to step his level of play up a notch if this team wants to get where they want to go by the end of it.
Brian, we saw a running back display from Josh Jacobs on Sunday that was really unbelievable. It was cool to see. And I'm just wondering, so from your perspective as an offensive lineman, is it more fun to block for an elite running back or an elite quarterback?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me tell you, it was fun for me to watch Jacobs yesterday. That guy is an absolute, stud. That was an impressive performance. He ran the football great. But I'll tell you what, as much as linemen love run blocking and the physical nature of it and physically displacing another man to a spot where he doesn't want to go, where you move a guy to where he doesn't want to go and then a running back gets through, that's a great feeling. But pass blocking, you're at the ultimate disadvantage to the defensive lineman, right? You're going backwards. This guy's running straight at you full speed. And when you're able to beat that guy consistently over and over and over, and your quarterback's able to stand back there and have all the time in the world to just pick apart a defense, that's demoralizing to a defense. So I always looked at it as, running the football's great. We loved it. But when we were able to block for Aaron and just give him 5 seconds back there and he could just pick teams apart, that felt really good. Because we're at a disadvantage pass blocking, but we are just taking care of business up front, and the D linemen know they're not getting home. You're not getting a sack. You're not getting past us. We can essentially do what we want today, and that's a bad feeling for them and a good feeling for us.
I like you talking about in the trenches and moving guys, making me think about just like running trap plays and guys getting pushed and catching blocks. I just love it.
You getting pushed off as a cornerback.
I was a cornerback. Let me say something about receivers, and Brad would know he's a tight end. Receivers really don't like to block like that.
Yeah.
Kind of fun. They're kind of divas. But for the Green Bay Packers overall, when we look at this defense, what's more crucial for this team in order to be successful? Is it the pass rush or forcing turnovers?
Ooh, that's a good question, too.
Thank you, Brian.
Because, we look at what's important to a defense, right? And, obviously that's A1 and A2, right? Like, pressuring the quarterback, taking the ball away. That's when you go into these, defensive meetings and team meetings and they talk about what you need to do, get after the quarterback, take the ball away. They're at, right? And they kind of go hand in hand, right? If you pressure the quarterback, he'll throw you the ball. So they kind of, one follows the other. So I always say pressure the quarterback because that's and as an offensive lineman, that's always a way to shut down an offense is pressure the quarterback. If you can get to the quarterback, you literally take away an offense. So I'll always say pass rush because I think it's the way to rattle an offense and really minimize what they can do. And I get the turnovers are huge, right? Everyone loves turnovers. I mean, when Green Bay creates them in bunches, they've been doing it all year, and it's really impressive. McKinney, Jacobs and McKinney, it's ridiculous. These two guys are ridiculous, these free agent signings. I mean, just unbelievable. So good. You know what I mean? They sign them. We know they're going to be good players. But, come on.
They're game changers. They're difference makers.
Yes. Come on. Just think about it for a second. If you don't have Jacobs or you don't have McKinney, what does the offense and defense look like?
Well, I think the funny thing is they would have tried to find a way to make Aaron Jones work, but we all have discussed what Josh Jacobs and what the Packers have needed thus far in the season. Aaron Jones wouldn't be able to provide what Josh Jacobs has through these 11 games.
Yeah, they're different players. And Aaron Jones having a nice season.
Very nice.
In Minnesota, and right, he fits exactly what they want to do there and what they're trying to get done. So tip of the cap to my guy Jonesy. He's having a nice season. But what Green Bay's doing right now doesn't fit who he is as a player right now in his career. And Jacobs is, right? What they're doing offensively is right up Jacobs' alley. So it right now is a perfect fit for Green Bay and Josh Jacobs. It is.
And I just want to read
fantastic.
you a couple of these things because I know he was on a snap count for some of these games, but he ended up only playing 11 games last year in Aaron Jones, and we all know the last three having 127, 120, 111, right? But he had 142 carries in those 11 games, 656 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, and 2 interceptions. In 11 straight games for Josh Jacobs, 202 carries, 944 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, and 7 touchdowns. I mean, I just furthering the point of how good Goody did here.
Yeah, he did a great job. And listen, they're hard decisions to make when you're letting go. When you're letting go a guy like Aaron Jones, who was productive towards the end of that season, right? I don't think anyone's arguing how productive he was at the end stretch there. I mean, he went over 100 for how many straight games?
4 or 5?
Yeah, I mean,
4 straight games.
Yeah, and got them, kind of jump-started that offense once he got back and got things in motion there. So, and he's a fan favorite. He's a town favorite. So, it's hard to make that move, but he did it. It was bold. It wasn't like he was bringing in some no-name either. I mean, Jacobs has a reputation. Everyone knows who he is, but it's still a gamble, right? Any free agent signing is a gamble, no matter which way you look at it. But it's paid off. It's paid off big time because this guy, I mean, he's fun to watch when he runs the football. I mean, he runs his vision is really good. He's powerful. He's a smart back. And what I've been really surprised to see, and this was one of my big questions of him starting the season, was how is he going to be utilized in the pass game? Because Aaron Jones is really good out of the backfield in the pass game, and they're utilizing Jacobs out of the backfield. He's catching passes. He's a threat coming out of the backfield, which then pulls linebackers out of the box, and then routes coming back over the middle become more open because someone's being drawn out of the box. And if you got a running back that can't catch a ball and isn't a threat, those linebackers can hold for a second longer in the box, and then the over route coming back across the middle gets covered. Not the case, because Jacobs can do it all.
Quickly, Bulaga, what's on your Thanksgiving menu for your household? Are you eating some green bean casserole or are you eating some greens?
Green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, stuffing, turkey, mashed potatoes, corn casserole.
That's an Iowa boy right there.
A lot of carbs.
That's good.
A lot of carbs.
We like carbs on the holidays.
A little bit different than the Wallace household. We had a whole debate earlier, Brian. A little bit different, but that's why we love our Kyle Wallace, because he's going to bring all the stuff that he has at his Thanksgiving so we can try it, right, Kyle?
Yeah, we'll see what's left over when I
Let me
get
just tell you something. White people never ate greens. Don't exist.
I've had greens.
You don't call them greens.
Huh?
Never been called greens.
I've been called collard greens.
Okay, yes. Never been called greens in a white person's house, ever.
That's Homer. He's up next with Bulaga.